A sold-out Kyle Field. They are looking to maroon out the #2 team in the country, the highest-ranked club that's been in here in 15 years. A battle of Frank Solich and R.C. Slocum as North meets South in a Big 12 battle. Hi again, everybody. I'm Brad Nessler. Welcome to College Station. It's a rematch of the Big 12 championship of a year ago. In fact, that one was all Nebraska, 54-15. But the Aggies and their fans feel that Nebraska might be just a little bit vulnerable, Gary Danielson, after what happened last week. Oklahoma State holds Nebraska to 73 yards rushing. I mean, you know, when's the last time that happened?
I'm not sure, but I think it's the last time they were still picking corn by hand in Nebraska. You know, you said North versus South. It's the Big 8 versus the Southwest Conference. This is tough football. And let's talk about a fullback when we're talking big, tough football. Nebraska's going to bring in Joel Makovica. Makovica is one of the best fullbacks in football, and when Nebraska is successful, Joel's successful. Last week, only 9 yards. A&M will have to stop this guy if they're going to stop Nebraska's offense.
Well, he'll either carry the ball or he'll lead you to where it's going to be, and he'll have company today, won't he?
He sure will. Dan Wynn, one of the outstanding linebackers in college football. Everybody knows about him. He finds the ball. He makes plays. Number 9 will be on the fullback all day. It's going to be a real treat to watch this one.
Dat was just named one of 12 semifinalists for the Lombardi Award. The Wrecking Crew hoping to have a ball at Kyle Field today. We'll kick it off in a moment. A sold-out Kyle Field, but 12,000 less seats than normal due to that construction you saw in the end zone. And this is a Texas A&M team that's 4-1 on the season, but that one lone loss was the kickoff classic to Florida State. They played great competition, Gary, the last 8 games.
They really have played a lot of teams ranked very well. And the more you play these types of teams, the better you're going to get it. There you see it. Florida State, UCLA, Nebraska last year haven't won a lot of them. Not since 1989 against LSU when they came in here number 7. Have they defeated a top 10 team here at Kyle Field.
This town is definitely ready for this football game. A&M won the toss and deferred. Nebraska and Joe Walker will receive, and watch out for him as Leffler hits a line drive that's fielded at the 29-yard line. One of the up men, and oof, paid the price. Was that Sheldon Jackson? Sheldon probably wasn't expecting to get hit quite this early in the ball game.
Actually made a very nice stop on that one and saved a lot of yardage.
That he did. As we get set to take a look at the Chili starting lineups. First, the big uns up front for Nebraska. It's a young line with the exception of the senior Josh Heskew inside. Sherman and Gessler the guard. Schwab and Julch the tackles. Matt Davison gets his first start. Wiggins and Sheldon Jackson, who we just talked about. D'Angelo Evans in the backfield. We saw him look great 2 weeks ago. Still a little bit hobbled. And here he comes on the first pitch of the game. And who else? Dat Wynn makes the tackle. We'll see a lot of number 9 today. Defensively for A&M, Rocky Bernard has the most size of a small group up front with Edwards and Flemons. The linebacking core, you know about Dat Wynn, but hey, Cornelius Anthony's not bad, the number 2 tackler with Holdman and Bradley. And the secondary, Rich Cody, a former walk-on, leads the secondary and hits with Webster, Jennings, and Brooks. And there's the guy, as Gary said. We'll see a lot of him today, and already he has 1 tackle in 1 play. Second down and 10, Nebraska. Newcomb pumps one way, wants to throw back a screen the other, and the Aggies have that one smelled out, and Newcomb's got to throw it away.
That's going to be intentional grounding on Bobby Newcomb right there. Threw that ball away. Head referee standing right there watching, and they're going to march it off.
Texas A&M doesn't give anybody anything on opening drives. As you saw a look at the numbers, you got to go back a year. And here's our referee.
It's going to be intentional grounding.
Intentional grounding on the offense. Lost it down. 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 10.
It's one of the toughest penalties in college football. It's from the spot of the throw. You tack on extra yardage. Obviously, it's going to happen behind the line of scrimmage, and you lose the down. I mean, that's a huge loss. It's going to be, what, 25, at least 25 yards here for 1st down on 3rd down, and I don't think Nebraska has that type of play in their offense.
R.C. Slocum 55-1 at home. Already the folks in it for their defense. 3rd down and 29, Nebraska. They're going to play it safe. D'Angelo Evans, but he bounces outside. Brandon Jennings made the stop from the secondary, and a 3-and-out Nebraska.
Very interesting that time for Mike Hankwitz, a defensive coordinator for A&M. He kept his base unit on the field, suspecting a run on that play. A&M loves to use their nickel defense, but against Nebraska, he says, let's just stay at home and play the run.
Chris Taylor dropping back, waiting on the punt from Bill LaFleur. High snap. LaFleur gets it away, and it's a dandy. Fielded at the 24 by Taylor. Weaves his way to about the 33. Almost looked like a late hit at the end of that game, that run back.
Brandon Bosch is the guy who came in there late.
No flag, and it'll be A&M starting from its own 33-yard line. Our Chile starting lineups for the Aggies. Cameron Spikes has been a tackle most of his career. He's moved inside, and he and Haimuli make a great set of guards. Chris Cole is their big play threat. Spiller and Campbell, two excellent tight ends. And in the backfield, Randy McCown, his second start and his first win as a starter came last week. Hall and big Jamar Toombs in the backfield. And there's McCown. Didn't put up big numbers last week, but good enough to get a win over Kansas. First down from the 33. Here's a toss to Hall. Big opening in the middle of the field. Dante Hall on the cutback to midfield and down to the 45-yard line of Nebraska. 22 yards on the opening carry.
I think the A&M players were unanimous when talking about the Nebraska team of a year ago. They said Nebraska had intensity and focus beginning that game. We could not believe the level that they played at. They said, we're ready for that level this year. We want to start off the game faster than we did in '97.
They certainly have here today already in Nebraska's end of the field to the 45-yard line. First down. Now the inside handoff to the fullback, and that's not moving. That's Toombs. Big Jamar Toombs goes for about 6 yards against the Nebraska defense that's led by Mike Rucker, who saved the day against Oklahoma State. Kaiser, Warren, and Kelsey join him up front. The linebacking core, Jay Foreman, had a career-high 13 tackles last week. Brian Shaw and Eric Johnson flank him. And in the secondary, Joe Walker, talk about saving the day, a 73-yard punt returns what was the deciding factor in that game last week. Sweeney and the two Browns join him in the Nebraska secondary. It's second down and 4. Two tight ends set again for the Aggies. We'll see that most of the day. Here's the toss. Dante Hall's got the first down. And he's down near the 30-yard line before Mike Brown can wrap him up. Right now, some excellent holes being opened up by that front wall.
An A&M front 5, but let's add 2, the two tight ends.
Right.
Here's Spiller and here's Campbell. They go a lot of two tight ends, and those are the two guys that I think are going to be the key to this game for A&M. If they can handle those outside linebackers and rush ends, Kelsey and Rucker for Nebraska, Brad, we saw how they dominated Washington with those outside edge rushers. A&M is going to put the big guys on them.
First down at the 30. Cole, the motion man. McCown wants to throw to him. Pumps once, and now he'll bring it down. Safely gets back for a loss of about a yard. He wanted to go to Chris Cole, and he was covered, so he pulled it down and did what he could. It'll bring up second down 11.
Well, one of the advantages of going two tight ends is you run a balanced offense, and you can run at either one of those outside linebackers or rush ends for Nebraska. One of the disadvantages, though, is when you try to throw the ball, you only have one wide receiver.
Right.
And if he's not open, not many alternatives. You know, you got that progression, 1-2.
You just got one.
Stop at 1.
Second down 11. Out of the eye, the second man threw his Hall, and he is wrapped up this time. Foreman hit him, so did Johnson, the two linebackers, and Kelsey was there to make sure, and it's going to bring up a third and long situation for the first time today.
I think one of the most encouraging things if you're A&M trying to look at Nebraska films is not the closeness of the game last week, but was the success that Oklahoma State ran between the tackles of Nebraska. I'm sure Charlie McBride has seen the same film.
Right. Nathan Simmons had a huge game, and most of that was done on the inside last week. 3rd and 10. McCown from the gun. Plenty of time, but he has it intercepted. Down the sideline. Ralph Brown now cuts back to the middle of the field. Brown still on his feet, all the way to the 40-yard line. McCown, the last time he was intercepted was 25 games ago. He should not have thrown that pass.
Have not had an interception, as you said, this year. The protection up front against a zone blitz. You see the outside guys, Johnson and Shaw, come. Cowan has plenty of time to throw the ball and step it in, but Brown guesses to the outside. He's got a little help inside, and Cole that time just did not call. Chris Cole didn't finish his route, and that helped on the interception for Nebraska.
Ralph Brown had a pickoff against A&M in the Big 12 championship game last December. He's got one here today. The Aggies dropped Newcomb for about a half-yard loss. Warwick Holdman, the outside linebacker, makes the hit. Ralph's first of this season, but as I said, he got one last December, 10 months ago, in this same matchup.
Yeah, Ralph Brown, two-year starter at corner for Nebraska, started every game he's played in Nebraska at cornerback.
So the threat by the Aggies thwarted by the Nebraska defense. We showed you that graphic that they hadn't given up any points in the first quarter. They still haven't, and we've just under 10 minutes remaining in this first stanza. Bobby Newcomb wants to pull up and throw, and does, and he's got his man open. Out of bounds about the 31 is Matt Davison. And he's going to be a yard or a yard and a half shy of the first down.
Aggie defense, as you see, the second drive already. They have not allowed the drive to start in their own territory.
And that one was by interception, so that's a little fluky, too.
Well, I mean, they're all inclusive right there. It just shows you how very few times they turn the ball over in this program. Only 4. That's the 5th time this year.
Two tight ends set now for Nebraska. Bobby Newcomb has a look. Third down, a long yard. Makovica, the up man. Newcomb going to keep it, and he's going to go down. Nice job defensively by Holdman again.
Warwick Holdman originally began his career as an inside linebacker. Moved outside to what, most people who followed Aggie football would know as the Reggie Brown spot, the speed spot in this defense. Great pursuit inside. And boy, I tell you, Bobby Newcomb doesn't seem to me to have that explosiveness that he had earlier in the year. He looks to me to be about 75% right now.
There's Holdman's numbers. You can see 5 tackles for loss, including that one that's brought up a 4th down and 2, and Nebraska will go for it. They're 3 out of 4 on 4th down conversions this year. The late pitch to Evans. Hit in the backfield, and down he goes. Brandon Jennings with a huge hit from the secondary.
Well, it's not like A&M has never seen option football. The Southwest Conference for years was the home of option football. And you can tell R.C. Slocum and Mike Hankiewicz, who has faced Nebraska 15 times in his career, is ready for the offense. Stopped by Bradley, the end man on the honest line of scrimmage, number 40, forces the pitch, and up comes Jennings to make the play. What a play. What a defensive stand.
Speaking of the offense, it comes back on the field for the Aggies now as they take over on downs. Dante Hall waits for his block. Brought down by Lauren Kaiser after a pickup of 4. Hall had a 177-yard game and 3 touchdowns in the win over Kansas last week, and he had one of 60-plus that was called back because of penalty. Here's a guy that can pick up some yards.
One more look. Here's Jennings right here. He's an alley runner. Forced the pitch, rush him wide. Everybody in their lanes. Great defense. This helps when you can run from the second.
2nd down and 6 for A&M. From its own 38, Hall again. And a penalty marker. I think we're going to have a holding call on the inside this time. Looked like maybe Seth McKinney. Big pile up in the middle. And Steve Juszczyk is our referee holding Texas A&M.
Well, one thing Steve Craigthorpe said, the new offensive coordinator for A&M, is you must stay out of predictable situations when you play Nebraska. Here's Steve right here. Guy calling the plays was the receiver coach a year ago. He's using the same wristband that the quarterbacks are using on the field to call his plays. And what he said is A&M is much like Florida State. They run from the outside. They got great speeds. But in long yardage situations, they'll play that fire zone. And that got that interception on that last 3rd down play.
This is a 2nd down play, but a long ways to go. 14. Sir Parker in there, tailback in motion out of the backfield. McCown, quick drops, going to lay out a long ball on the sideline, just off the fingertips of Aaron Oliver. He may have had a touchdown, and there's a flag down at the 41-yard line. Let's see if they get Sweeney for interference.
I'm not sure, but I think it was on Oliver with the interference that time. Let's see which way they call it.
You are correct, sir.
That was a perfectly thrown ball, and Aaron Oliver right here is the matchup against Sweeney to the outside, and just as the ball is thrown, see him give the push with his, oh boy, that was kind of inconsequential if you ask me, especially since he coughed it up. But you know, the official that called it was right on the Nebraska sideline, and you know he had some of those coaches and players in his ear. Yeah,
he's got one in his ear right now.
There's another one. That really was an inconsequential push right there by Oliver, considering he dropped the ball.
They thought they had long yardage before. It's getting worse. They've got to get all the way to the 44-yard line for a first down.
One of the things that Steve Craigthorpe and RC told us is we're not going to have a lot of chances to make big plays. We have to capitalize on those chances. There was a chance right there. They got nothing from it.
2nd and 29, way back at their own 15-yard line now. Give it to the first man through. Only about 3 yards for Jamar Toombs. Joe Walker made the stop. And RC is still upset.
Well, you know, that's really the game plan today. Keep it nice, keep it simple, run the ball between the tackles, just like Oklahoma State did. They stayed patient with it. But then, when you have an opportunity to make the big play, make it. Those are unforced errors, and Oliver had an unforced error right there.
They're not going to get that many perfect throws from their quarterback, and that one was. He'll probably throw one here, too, but more than likely a safe one. 3rd and 25. There's up. And he's got it on the sideline. This is going to be a touchdown for the Aggies. Chris Taylor. That's 81 yards worth of kissing.
Well, you weren't suspecting to get a lot of kissing against Nebraska, but maybe. Who knows? Randy McCown, you said you're not expecting a lot of big plays and great throws. Well, so far he's thrown 3 of them. 2 have been great ones.
Picture perfect 81-yard toss on a 3rd and 25. Russell Bynum for the point after. Aggies. As the construction workers back there have their helmets on too, and no doubt are cheering for Texas A&M. 7-0, the Aggies in front. First touchdown allowed by Nebraska in the last 9 games in the first quarter, and it was a big one. 81 yards to Chris Taylor from Randy McCown. The first touchdown, I might add, ever for Chris Taylor as a collegiate player. You think he's a little bit happy?
Also, as that graphic said, Nebraska had not given up a point in the first quarter of this season.
Leffler's kickoff. Football around at the 9 by Joe Walker. And Walker will not make it back to the 20.
One more look. Here's Chris Taylor. Here's Chris Cole right here. Here comes the route across the field. A lot of things happen. McCown comes up and buys some time to clear the linebacker for Taylor. Nice throw. Perfect throw, in fact. But watch Chris Cole. It's what he doesn't do. Here's Cole right here. Watch what he doesn't do. He doesn't do anything dumb and clip right there. He judges Taylor has the angle. He's going to score smart football.
Nebraska trailing. Something that doesn't happen often. From their own 19-yard line, a fumbled snap by Newcomb. And he got back to the line of scrimmage and eked out a yard. Cornelius Anthony was there to make sure he wasn't going too far. Bad exchange between center and quarterback.
Well, remember, Bobby Newcomb or Eric Crouch, neither one of the 2 starting and first and second team quarterbacks for Nebraska practiced on Tuesday. Neither one got a lot of snaps this week, and that knee has been bothersome for Bobby. I think, even watching him yesterday, I commented to you, and I didn't think he was close to 100%.
He looked it against Washington, but he had been well rested going into that game, and he's been a little bit hobbled ever since. 2nd down and 9. Makovica, the first man, the fullback. And he got about 3. Anthony again from the linebacker spot in on the stop.
Well, there is some experience at A&M against Nebraska. The coaching staff has it in Mike Hankwitz, the defensive coordinator. This is the 14th consecutive year that he's coached against Nebraska offense. There's Mike. He was at Colorado and Kansas. Got a lot of experience with this offense.
The Aggies not intimidated at all by Nebraska. From the 24, Newcomb hit from behind. Royland Bradley, the other outside linebacker, gets it.
Royland Bradley shifts to defensive end in the nickel look. That time, Nebraska was in a 3rd and long. Hankwitz thought it was a passing situation, went to his nickel package. Nebraska is very varied in their offense, have a lot of things, but handling the nickel package, there he is at the end man of the line of scrimmage, coming around the corner, making the play. Boy, this is A&M team. You could sense it yesterday and Thursday watching them practice. They were ready. They were focused. They were at least going to match the intensity this time in Nebraska.
10 guys up against LaFleur. They put some heat on him. This one floats to Taylor, who's got the big play already today. He'll take it at the 42, his own number, and goes down at the 42. And a penalty marker flies down as well.
I think we're going to have the halo call. 2 yards or 6 feet.
I heard that put differently the other day. I love that.
That was TNL.
Yeah. Illegal block in the back from behind on Texas A&M is the call. He had his 2 yards, Gary.
Yes, he did. And there's the
block.
push right from behind.
And RC having a chat on the sideline with the man that had the illegal block, Sean Coriat. Familiar name to Aggie fans. His older brother was a great player here.
Illegal push in the back on the receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
Even with that, the Aggies have the lead and the ball back when we come back. 4:53 left first quarter. A&M with a touchdown lead and the ball back with 4:53 remaining first quarter. A long stretch handoff to Hall. And Dante gets swarmed under after he maybe got a yard.
Dante Hall is a very interesting player for A&M. Freshman and sophomore year averaged right around 7 yards per carry. Was kind of struggling and came out in the paper kind of sheepishly saying, I need the ball a few more times. He got it 36 attempts last week and he broke it out for 177 yards. And all of a sudden that average is looking like it is today. 5 on the year and 6.5 today.
The last one only got him a yard. 2nd down and 9. He'll try it again, and this time a much better result. He just bulls his way for a little guy that time out to the 40-yard line. Dante Hall and his mom and dad looking on.
All right.
When you got the hat and you got the son's number up
really
there,
like that.
you style it.
I really like that. That was a nice look right there. He's got the game. I know he's not listening to us. I'll tell you that right now.
That's the Aggie network, I would assume. 3rd down and 2. Hall already with 46 yards on 7 carries. And from the 40-yard line, they'll toss it to him. Cuts up inside. It's going to have to be a tough 2. I don't know. I think he might be a little bit short.
Very, very close. A&M has been very successful on 4th down this year, going numerous times, but not against this type of talent. I'd be very surprised if RC did not punt the ball here.
And not from their own 42-yard line.
That's right.
And here comes the punting unit. He's got one of the best in the country, and Shane Leckler, who comes in 3rd in the nation in kicking, and he's had so many pooch punts this year. He says, I'd like to just stretch my leg once. Well, he got an opportunity right here.
Sure does. This is the perfect distance to punt from. It's like a full wedge, 120-yard wedge right here. Just full swing.
No, that's not a very. That's my swing.
It's going to
get to the green. It's going to get to the green.
He played the bump and run.
It's pinned high at the 4. 55-yard kick is how it turns out. Nebraska deep in their own territory when we come back. Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson with you at Kyle Field, where A&M leads by a touchdown, and they've got Nebraska backed up inside its own 5-yard line. D'Angelo Evans is in the end zone as he comes out with a handoff, and he got only a yard, maybe a yard and a half. Terry Nichols met him. Dat Win, part of that defense and part of the 12 semifinalists now, named today here in College Station as up for the Lombardi Award. And there it is. And Lombardi would love Dat Win, I'll tell you that much. 6 of the players on the list on offense, 6 on defense. There's Tracy Wistrom, and his brother Grant won that award for Nebraska a year ago and ended up being the #1 draft choice in the NFL. Second down and 8. Well, nobody home. Bobby Newcomb now going to try to do it on his own. Everybody went left.
The wrong way.
Everybody went left. Newcomb went right. We're going to New York and John Saunders.
Right, time for the Burger King updates. Notre Dame against Arizona State. Jarius Jack, you know he's got the bad shoulder. Doesn't look like it here. 7 yards to Malcolm Johnson. They jump on top 7-0. That's where it stands now. Brad, back to you.
That's where we stand as well, John. First 3 possessions, 14 yards on 10 plays, and still no first down. And that's something you can't say very often for a Nebraska team with 1:40 now left in the quarter. 3rd and 6. Newcomb. Oh, it was almost intercepted by Rich Cody.
Oh, my goodness.
Threw it right to number 48. He dropped it. But still, they'll hold, and it'll be a punt coming up for LaFleur from his own end zone.
Another opportunity. Now, you know, everything's going A&M's way so far in the first quarter here, but Cody has another opportunity to make that big, huge play with an interception there that can really break a game like this open. That's the type of things that doesn't seem like a big play, and you pat him on the shoulder right now, but if Cody intercepts it, it's 14-0.
Let's see if they try to put some heat on LaFleur. Nope, they're going to back up. They've got the return on. Chris Taylor waits on it from the 47. Taylor broke a couple tackles inside the 40, and he got a nice return to the 38-yard line. He's been the big play man so far today and has our only touchdown. And now A&M, a team that so often seems to win the battle of field position, is winning it here at Kyle Field today. Start at the 38-yard line.
Right, a lot of A&M fans have been saying, you know, the offense has been less predictable than past years maybe, but still has not been effective so far in this season. Steve Craigthorpe said yesterday, you know, we've had a lot of games that we've been in control. We haven't shown everything. I think today we'll do better than the rest of the year.
They've got a 3-wide outlook they're showing right now from the 38-yard line of Nebraska. McCown, deep right sideline, same play as earlier, and knocked away beautifully. Nice job defensively by Erwin Sweeney. Coming up next Saturday, 3:30 Eastern on ABC. A lot of college football regional action. Oklahoma State and Kansas State will do battle. Colorado, Texas Tech, Purdue, and Penn State in the Big Ten. Oregon, UCLA, huge Pac-10 game. We'll be in Atlanta for Georgia Tech and Virginia as the Cavaliers will come in unbeaten into that one. Don't forget, check your local listings for the game in your area or call your cable or satellite company for what you can get on pay-per-view.
One more look here. You know, you said Sweeney knocked it down. I think Chris Cole knocked it down. I'll tell you that. Well, both of them did. They tell you it was a play. Good coverage by Sweeney. He just kind of flicked it away at the last second.
And they're going to go away for a timeout here as McCown's going to come over, talk things over with the Aggie sideline. And we're going to have a 2nd and 10 after we take a look at our Marriott moment. So far, the moment has belonged to A&M today. In the Big 12 championship, a little bit different story, however. Bobby Newcomb was not the quarterback. Scott Frost was, but Newcomb did a lot of other things like catching passes, including this 40-yard return. Nebraska scored on all 7 of its first half possessions en route to a 54-15 Big 12 championship win and ultimately a national championship, a co-national championship with Michigan. And today, not the same kind of story. Already, they've had a couple of series they have not scored on either. In fact, they've had to punt from both, and they have only 18 yards.
I think a little different A&M team, though. Going into that game, you know, Nebraska was very focused, but A&M since then has played, as we pointed out, UCLA and Florida State since that game. You get ready for this type of competition by playing good football teams.
There's a good football coach, R.C. Slocum.
Just keeps winning, doesn't he?
Yep. The Aggies trying to get their 80th win of the decade. You talk about Nebraska owning the decade. The Aggies are not too far behind. The give to Hall, and Kelsey's got them all wrapped up. Loss of about 2 on the play. Talk about the great teams in the decade of the 90s. Nebraska on top of the heap. But look at, if Texas A&M wins today, they move into that 80 bracket, joining Penn State, Tennessee, and Florida.
Well, let me change one right here.
There you go. They're tied with Ohio State. That's right. They already beat Illinois today.
That's the only one I know about so far.
Well, not a lot of finals yet. Texas was beating up on Oklahoma in the Red River War.
Here's that 3rd and long that A&M has been very worried about. Nebraska does a lot of zone drops, and they're going to do it right here, bringing the outside guys, dropping the tackles.
3rd and 12.
They do it.
Nose man drops back. McCown drops back and falls, courtesy of Julius Jackson. Boy, it worked to perfection.
Yep.
You called it. The big guys drop back, and the smaller guys at 235 sack the quarterback.
Biggest difference in football since when I played to now in 12 years. This time Jason Lohr right here is going to draw the block from the center and then drop back into coverage. Watch how he does it. That means the center who's going to block somebody. I got you. No, I don't got you. All I can do is help. And all of a sudden from the corner, Julius Jackson comes in and sacks the quarterback. That is the biggest difference in football in the last 10 years.
As a blocker, all you can say is look out at that point.
That's right.
And the officials stop play here as the quarter comes to a close. The quarter, though, was Chris Taylor's for a touchdown. It's 7-0 Aggies. Set to start the second quarter at Kyle Field with Gary Danielson. I'm Brad Nessler. 7-0, the Aggies lead. Stadium was moving there as in between quarters they do their cheer and their yells back and forth. The whole building was moving. Leckler set to move with his leg to kick. Walker waiting on it. Joe takes it at the 7. He had a 73-yarder last week. Walker, finally they track him down at about the 28-yard line. Nice return, though, 20 yards by little Joe. It's time now for our Aflac trivia question of the week. Our question: which 2 of the 10 government-recognized presidential libraries reside on college campuses? It's about time we got into your brain in some of these, you know, instead of just football questions. I'll give you the answer a little bit later on.
You mean they have libraries on these college campuses? I didn't know.
That's right. I know you never went to yours at Purdue.
That's a good idea.
They have books there and everything. First down. Makovica and Evans behind Bobby Newcomb. Makovica maybe got out across the 31. Royland Bradley is there. So is Brandon Jennings. Makovica not much on the inside sledding so far today.
Not much the last 2 games. 9 yards last week, and I was out there on the field kidding him about it yesterday. And Matt Davidson, the receiver, was kind of laughing about it, averaging 1.5 last week, Big Joel.
They know their stats, don't
That's right, they do. Oh, look at this shot right here. You're going to look at the safeties right here, where they're going to be playing all day, about 7 to 9 yards off the line of scrimmage and playing option football first. There's the safety hitting Bobby Newcomb right on the knee.
Late pitch. Brooks made the tackle on Evans, and Newcomb gets up, and he's all right. The Evans, or the Newcomb injury, rather, is one that's been kind of strange for them because it's not the ACL, it's the PCL, a posterior cruciate ligament, and it doesn't give him a lot of pain, but it swells up tremendously during the week, so they have a hard time gauging whether he's ready to go, not ready to go. Quite frankly, Frank Solich made the call with us yesterday and said he's going to start. I don't know how good he'll be.
All right.
3rd down in the yard. Nebraska trails by a touchdown. Second man is Evans, and he's dumped again. Jay Brooks came flying around from the outside. Dat Win from the inside.
That play seemed so slow developing that Jay Brooks was able to take the corner that time. Makovica that time, the fullback, never hit it full speed. Hey, watch, here comes Brooks coming right around the corner right here. He's going to make the play. When you got that guy making a play from 3 yards off the line of scrimmage, that's just not a well-designed play offensively, just too slow.
The 4th, 3rd, and out.
Yeah, Dat was up front. We had a corner in the back.
And punting time for LaFleur. Nebraska does not have a first down today so far. The punt goes to the 14. Taylor, nice stiff arm, got out near the 30 before he's run out of bounds. 16-yard return. It's Chris Taylor day at Kyle Field so far. That and the Wrecking Crew defense has been tough. Jay Brooks, the pride of Killeen, Texas, and Dat Nguyen, the pride of Rockport, Texas. And those two guys just combined on the last stop that forced the punt, and now the Aggies offense takes over. McCown with a long touchdown pass already today of 81 yards, working from just inside the 29-yard line. Dante Hall on a toss to the left side, and he's tossed down short of the 25 by Brian Shaw. Coming up on Sunday night on ESPN, NFL action. Danny Cannell and the Giants take on the Atlanta Falcons, who have only one loss this year. That's at 8:15. Then Monday Night Football, Dan Marino and the once-beaten Dolphins against the undefeated Jacksonville Jaguars, 8 o'clock Monday night on ABC. Second down and 13 upcoming for Texas A&M. 12:45 left first half, 7-0 Aggies. Out of the eye and a play action for McCown. He's got plenty of time, but that one was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Might have been Slechta who got a hand on that at the line. That's something Nebraska's done a good job of this year. They get the pass rush in there with the hands up.
And they get the push up front. They're so strong up front. And a lot of people use shorter drops because they're afraid of that pass rush. They go to 5-step drops. That means those defensive linemen can reach up. Slechta got it that time. So far, we've seen Lauren Kaiser and Jason Lohr and Jeremy Slechta, two freshmen, two true freshmen making plays for this Nebraska defense.
Slechta slapped that one away and brings up 3rd and 13. Hodge in motion, and McCown going to try to roll away from the pressure. Throws on the run, completes it, but it's short of the first down.
I don't know.
By about a yard. Chris Cole made the grab.
Yes, it is. Boy, that was very, very good execution. Another one of those situations where the defense is doing a good job. Here it is right here to the outside. Quarterback's going to come out, take it to the outside. You say, why throw a pass if you're going to go 1 yard short? Well, that's true, but the ball was led away. It was decent coverage, and you just hope that your receiver will catch it and dive upfield for a first down.
So after that touchdown by the Aggies, this is their 3rd straight 3 and out. And Leckler to kick. Whoops, this one, he almost missed the ball. That goes out near midfield somewhere. In fact, it didn't get to midfield. Boy, for a guy that was 6th in the country coming in, he really shanked that one. Well, we asked you the Aflac trivia question a little bit earlier. Which 2 of the 10 government-recognized presidential libraries reside on college campuses? The answer, they're both right here in the state of Texas. Wow. The Bush School, Texas A&M, and former president was here at a speaking engagement yesterday. They were taping Charlie Rose's show here, I guess so. President Bush was here. Lyndon B. Johnson's libraries at the University of Texas in Austin. So Nebraska starts to drive in A&M territory. And maybe to the 45 goes Makovica. Ron Edwards, the nose man, made the stop. I know all of you are out there wondering where those other presidential libraries are. Well, we're going to see one next week. I think that's probably what Gary's going to do when he comes down on Thursdays. He'll go to the Jimmy Carter Library in Atlanta. President Ford has his in Michigan. President Kennedy's is in Boston. President Eisenhower's in Abilene, Kansas. I'll give you the other couple after this play. On the option, Newcomb, late pitch, big hit again. There's just no running room for the I-backs, in this case, D'Angelo Evans. Jay Brooks got a hit. Cornelius Anthony helped spread it out. They're all there to meet him. Franklin Roosevelt's libraries in Hyde Park, New York, and Herbert Hoover's is in West Branch, Iowa. Did you know all that?
No. That's a simple answer to that one. I didn't even know they had them around. I'm going to take this home, give it to my kids, tell them memorize that, and you can be a TV announcer someday.
Walking off very slowly is Kazmersky, shaken up on the play. It brings up 3rd down along 5. Newcomb, plenty of time in the pocket. Zips it out to Davison. It's a first down. Cornhuskers at the 31-yard line. That's the 2nd grab of the day for Matt Davison.
Matt Davison, first start of the year this year, going to go down 12 yards. Button hook. First play you put in when you're playing street ball, go down to the convertible button hook right in front of it. I'll just throw it right to you. Okay, make it.
It's a really nice convertible. Just hop in,
right,
and I'll toss it to you there.
Make sure you catch it. We don't want to dent that thing either.
First down of the day for Nebraska comes at the 11-minute mark. Newcomb. And again, a different eye back, same result. Buckhalter stopped by Jason Glenn. Jason Glenn, whose brother also played here, only was a defensive back, and now with the New York Jets.
Jason Glenn comes in the nickel package. You know, there's another tradition around here. It's friendliest campus around. They say howdy. There's a little howdy right there.
There was like 3 or 4 howdies.
There's a howdy. Howdy, Corey. How you doing? Welcome to Kyle Field, said Jason Glenn. Howdy.
Second down along 10. Newcomb play fake, fires out, complete inside the 20 and down to the 14-yard line is Davison again. 17 more. Matt Davison making his first start and making his presence felt here now in the second quarter.
Matt Davison told me at the walkthrough yesterday that he always dreamed of playing for 2 schools. Well, he kind of said it this way. I'm going to do it exactly the way he said. He said, you know, I always dreamed of playing here for A&M. I thought that, oh, wait a second. Don't say that. Make sure I say Nebraska first and then A&M second. He said, I always wanted to be a Cornhusker, but I didn't know if they'd recruit me. So he said, I kind of liked A&M. Cannot wait to play here.
Out of Tecumseh, Nebraska has given his team a first down at the 14-yard line. There's the stack eye. And Newcomb keeps it. Paid the price. Probably got leveled by Rocky Bernard as he reached the 10-yard line.
That old tradition coming back again. Rocky Bernard, you remember you said these defensive linemen, he's right here. He's going to come off the block that time, run down the line of scrimmage and goes, howdy, buddy.
That's nice pursuit.
You said they were a little undersized, but they do run well. And I think that's what Oklahoma State did last week against this Nebraska team. Can't be slow against this option. You got to have people make plays.
Well, this is a team that knows how to put it in the end zone when they get in the red zone. And again, the stack eye. About a yard, maybe 2 inside for Makovica. And on the other hand, you talk about scoring for an offense in the red zone. Texas A&M, they're a team that kind of ruins your plans a lot. Opponents have scored on 11 of 14, though, and 7 of them touchdowns. That's a little bit off the norm for this team in past years. They're hoping not to give one up here. 3rd down and 3. Nebraska trying to tie the game up. They can get a first down inside the Aggie 4. Newcomb, the pitch. Buckhalter got there. Touchdown. Terrell Buckhalter dives in the corner, and we're an extra point away from a tie ball game.
You always talk about responsibility defense against the option. This time, Rourke Holden, number 43, did not perform his assignment. He peeked into the inside as an outside linebacker. Bobby Newcomb saw that. Here he is, right here at the end of the line. Watch him peek inside. That's all it is, just one little peek. He looks inside, and then he says, oops, I see you. I'll pitch it outside. There's the breakdown in the defense. A walk-in, well, actually a fly-in, a Ricky Williams fly into the end zone.
Extra point number 106 in a row for Chris Brown, and we do have a tie game. So Nebraska got good field position, and they knew what to do with it. Constructed themselves a touchdown. We're dead even at 7. And those 2 young ladies heading into the President's Library. We're heading into a kickoff, a tie game, and it just got to the end zone. Perfect bounce into the corner, and the Aggies will start from the 20.
One more look at the breakdown right here. You see Bobby Newcomb comes out. You see Holden, number 43, just on the left side of the screen, right there. There's the guy that was out of position, peeking inside at the fullback. And the ball's pitched out. That throws the whole defense out of whack. 7 points.
7-7 with 8:31 left in the half. And now let's see if the Aggies can answer with some offense of their own. Their big play today, an 81-yard touchdown pass. Other than that, they've had 3 3-and-outs in a row, and the officials blow this one dead. And all the crowd just had a big sigh because Dante Hall had a huge opening there. It might have been due to the whistles. We've been talking and kidding around a little bit about the guys in the hard hats, the construction workers, and that end, our left. And that's going to be the zone, they call it, as this seating capacity.
Yeah,
it's going to be a phenomenal.
This high. And see these guys that are standing here right now, these guys,
They'll have great seats.
they're going to have great seats.
Yep.
And, you know, instead of being paid, like right now, these guys are on double time. They're probably making $40 an hour doing what they're doing right there. They're making more than you and I.
You got to hope those are diet sodas they're drinking. Otherwise, I don't want them building the zone.
Next year, you're going to be paying more than $40 an hour to sit there.
That's right. Yeah, they might be in the zone. That could be true.
That guy's zoned out.
First down at 15 at the 15. And only about 2 yards for Hall. Lauren Kaiser closed the door on him.
One of the things we talked to Steve Craigthorpe, the offensive coordinator, about when you play Nebraska, you get so concerned about not turning the ball over, you don't take enough chances to make big plays. 3 straight times now, A&M has not turned the ball over, but 3 straight 3-and-outs for this offense. To me, that's nearly like a turnover, especially when your punter shanks a punt.
Yep. And shanked a couple, actually, considering how good he is at that. Second down at 12. Oh, just getting by the first tackler is Hall. And the ball came swirling out of there, but he was already to the sideline and out near the 27, where it's going to bring up a third down and a long 3. Joe Walker made the hit that squirted the ball loose. Walker, he gives up a 67-yard touchdown pass last week, and about 10 minutes later, he has a 73-yard punt return that basically won the game for Nebraska. And Frank Solich says, he drives me crazy, but at least he drives it in the right direction sometimes.
He's a great, great player, and he's going to continue to make plays.
They actually went back to where the ball ended up after it was hit. So instead of 3rd and 2, it's 3rd and 7.
Now Nebraska's in that nickel situation again when they do so many different things.
Out of the gun. McCown with a loft one for Cole. He went up for it, but it's broken up by Sweeney. Yeah, they took a shot downfield, and it's incomplete, and they'll have to punt it away again.
Nebraska and Sweeney has kind of figured out what the A&M passing game is. Every time they get bump and run here, they run a fade. What A&M has to do is lock on and out off of the fade, not just run the fade. Right now, the Nebraska defense, and Sweeney says, they're going to adjust to a fade. No matter what route they have, they're going to run this route when I come in bump and run. That's not a high percentage throw.
Leckler, this time he got his foot into it. Walker waits on it at the 29. First man missed. Joe Walker got the corner, run out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Nice return of 15 yards. Nebraska and Texas A&M deadlocked at 7.
This is when I'd always be worried about the play-action pass and Nebraska going for the home run ball.
Buckhalter remains the I-back. Newcomb will keep it. Back to the line of scrimmage. That's about it. Warwick Holdman, the first guy to get there to make the stop along with Ron Edwards. Nebraska took a long time. They had to get 4 minutes into the second quarter to get their initial first down. You see what they did in their first 5 possessions. But the last drive, once they got that first down, next 48 yards went kind of fast.
But they did it mostly through the air. Still, 20 rushes for 37 yards in the game.
2 passes to Matt Davison got him down close last time. 2nd and 9. Their own 46. Newcomb. They go deep down the middle for his tight end Jackson, and he overshot it. Oh, the flag comes in. Was that ball catchable, or doesn't it matter?
I think it was close to catchable.
I don't think so either. Cody and Jackson both back there playing center field, just trying to shag that fly down. As a penalty marker at the line of scrimmage also.
That ball, you can see the ball was thrown up in desperation. Cody just kind of entangled himself that time with the tight end Sheldon Jackson, who's averaging 27 yards a catch on plays like this. Coming back, there's the ball. Ball's overthrown. Cody's just trying to get out of the way. Well,
I guess you got to call that.
I guess you do. I guess you do.
Let's see if they're offsetting anyway. Holding Nebraska. Interference, holding, rather.
Right.
A&M. We'll just do it again.
There's a lot of things that can happen good when you throw the ball deep, especially in one-on-one situations. If you don't believe so, ask the Green Bay Packers and Randy Moss last week.
Boy, that's right.
Holding on the offense. Holding on the defense. Replay 2nd down.
Nebraska, their first penalty.
It really doesn't matter if the ball is catchable or not. If the call is holding, and it doesn't matter where the ball is.
So second down and 9 again.
Here's Nebraska coming out in 4 wide receivers. And as Mike Hankwitz said, they still run the option and the quarterback draw, obviously, off of this formation.
Newcomb fires out across midfield, completes it to the 48 to Matt Davison again, who's become his favorite receiver today. Short of the first down, though. Third down and a couple upcoming. Last week, Nebraska and Oklahoma State, OSU's defense held Nebraska to 4 yards rushing in the first half. In fact, the first play of the third quarter, it was 0 yards after they sacked Bobby Newcomb. But Joe Walker was the tide turner. This is the one I talked about. 73 yards for the punt return touchdown, and then Mike Rucker makes the hit on Nathan Simmons, short of the goal line, short of an upset. And Frank Solich's team remains unbeaten at 5-0, but they've got their hands full today, tied at 7 here in Aggie land at Kyle Field. Third and a couple. Newcomb hit and dropped at the 50. Lonnie Madison made the stop.
Well, A&M's defense has always been known for those front guys playing a lot of people, especially this year. As many as 8 different defensive linemen will play. This time it's Lonnie Madison, number 97, who makes a stunt inside. This time Ben Gesford, the guard, who was reaching on the play to the outside. Madison comes inside and makes the play. That's a huge stop again. Running game for Nebraska has been nothing in this game so far.
LaFleur's kick, he hit it a mile in the air. What a beauty. Taylor gets out of the way, and it makes the end zone. With 5 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And we're tied up at 7 as the Aggies will take over on offense. Take a look at the Home Depot coaches' facts. Nebraska coaching staff. You talk about experience. You think about the Penn States and Nebraskas, those kind of teams, when they're consistent with their staffs, they tend to be consistent in their victories. And you can see Frank Solich, who's been around 20. Coach Darlington, 26. Charlie McBride, defensive coordinator, 22. Coach Tenopur on the line, 25. And the list keeps going on and on. And that's how you win a lot of football games. You keep the same people around. And they are all good coaches. Didn't go anywhere. The only one that went anywhere was Coach Osborne, and he retired.
No, I was looking at all those years, you know, and I'm just kind of playing with that. If you add that up, that adds up to 135 years. And, you know, what was happening 135 years ago at this time? Andrew Johnson was being impeached.
Oh, boy.
What is?
And you're kidding me about the presidential library stuff?
All right. I stayed up studying for that one.
You must have. Second down and 5. The give to Hall. Got 3 more. Vanden Bosch makes back-to-back tackles on Dante. And it will bring up a critical 3rd and 2 for A&M if they're to try to get anything else going offensively in the second quarter. That Vanden Bosch kid is going to be some kind of player.
He sure is. And, Charlie McBride pointed him out to us and said he's going to be another Grant Wistrom. And you're right. You watch him. He plays with a fast motor, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. 3rd down and 2. Let's see if A&M can rev something up here offensively. First man. Ball for Toombs. Can the fullback take it? Toombs almost got there. 71 yards. And he weighs about 271.
Man, and he runs. Not like a 271-pound guy, I'll tell you that. Nebraska was caught gambling. You think these coaches don't stay late at night for some reason? This time they had a feeling that this type of play would look at that hole. Nebraska had their linebackers up close to the line of scrimmage trying to draw the blocks. And when Toombs got the ball, he didn't look like anything but a tailback with the ball as he was just galloping towards the end zone.
They call him Big Rumble. He's rumbled to the 1. Now it's Hall. Touchdown. It's enough to make you smooch when your 270-pound fullback takes makes it 71 yards. Your tailback takes it the other 3 feet. A&M back in front.
Who would have known you didn't need a bottle of mouthwash to play Nebraska today, huh? 2 touchdowns.
The extra point is up and good. 14-7. The Aggies in front. 3:37 left in the half here. Let's send it to our New York studios and John Saunders.
Coming up on Valvoline Halftime 98, a very big day of college football. Virginia, the only team in the top 10 not playing today.
Yeah, 14 teams start today undefeated. That number will get knocked down a few key matchups all day long.
All right, we'll have the scores and highlights. It's all coming up on Valvoline Halftime 98.
On the sideline, big rumble. Jamar Toombs, he brings back memories of George Woodard. Remember him?
George Woodard, yep.
He had over 2,700 yards in his career here, and then he kind of ate himself out of a football career. R.C. Slocum's told this young guy, don't get too big, big fella. He thought he was about 235, which is what they list him in the media guide. The first time they went to training table, he says, you don't want to get up to 270. What R.C. found out later, he was already at 271.
If he's 235, I want to jump on that scale tomorrow because I'm going to be under 200 again. I'll tell you that. That's a shocker. Caught Charlie McBride gambling in one of those stunt defenses where he put his linebackers very close to the line of scrimmage, gashed it with the fullback, did not think the fullback would get the ball, and that's what happens when you gamble and play man coverage to the outside.
Short kick taken at the 28. And it's Sheldon Jackson, second time today. The tight end has had to field a kick. And for the second time today, Nebraska will have to play from behind. 80-yard march, 71 of it by Jamar Toombs in 1:36. You see that welt sort of on his forehead. It's the only problem he's having right now, injury-wise. For some reason, after games, that thing swells up on him. Sometimes you can't get his helmet on. And you were kidding around yesterday, and Steve Cragthorpe said, well, you know, it's not that big a problem.
I said it might be to him if he's not going out afterwards.
Unless you wear your helmet on a date, it could look a little odd.
Got to go with the baseball cap. There's those safeties again, about 6.5, 7.5 yards all day.
Bobby Newcomb comes out, plants, and throws deep on the sideline. Incomplete. Intended for Wiggins. And it'll bring up second down and 10 with 3:24 left in the half.
Bobby Newcomb is so used to throwing big plays all day, coming out to the outside again in a man-to-man coverage right here. But the tight end, Sheldon Jackson, is open. Watch him come across the middle of the field. I think you'll see Frank Solich get some word from Turner Gill upstairs that our tight end on that play is wide open, and come back to that later.
Well, Jackson had 2 big catches last week that helped the cause. 2 catches for 70 yards in that Oklahoma State game. And they're going to have to get him the ball sometime. Bobby Newcomb, 4 of 7 in the first half. Comes up throwing again. Completes it again to Davison. And he's tracked down at the 45, a gain of about 6. And it's going to be a third down situation again. 3rd down and 4 for Nebraska.
Dat Wynn is just now trotting on the field. Chad Franson, who the old 12th man who was issued number 59 before, was wearing 12 today, was on the field in that situation. Dat's back out there.
The reason he was wearing the number 12 jersey again is the last 2 weeks their 12 men have been hurt.
Right.
So Chad Franson put on the old jersey. Dat Wynn's back in his old spot, though. 3rd down and 4. First man short of the first down again. It wasn't the first man. It was a nice fake, but Holdman puts the stop on Newcomb, and it's time to punt again, unless Frank Solich wants to gamble a little bit with 2:25 to go here.
I doubt if he will. Another good call by Mike Hankwitz that time. He came off the corner, off the slide, with the safety blitz that time. Bobby Newcomb saw it, and that's why he turned it up so quickly. They wanted to run the option, but Hankwitz guessed right. I don't know if he's guessing, though, Brad, really. 14 straight years he's faced Nebraska.
15th,
This is the 15th.
Well, you don't very often see Nebraska punt 6 times in a half. That's what they're set to do again. LaFleur, another high beauty. Taylor, again, lets it go, and it makes the end zone. A little bit too much on those kicks, 52-yarder. And the Aggies come back out on the field from the 20-yard line, and they still got some time to work now. 150. You would think R.C. Slocum would want to play this safe now. If they can take a touchdown lead to the locker room, they'd be happy with that. Although, remember, the kickoff classic, they had the lead against Florida State at halftime, and it didn't hold up.
That is true. 2 big turnovers in that game turned the tide very quickly, but I don't think this A&M team fears Nebraska the way they did FSU coming from behind with that passing game. I think you'll see it very close to the vest. I agree with you.
Give is Hall, and Dante's dropped for a loss by Mike Rucker. Loss of about 2.
I think you'll see Nebraska call a timeout. There you go.
Florida State, a 23-14 loss in that one. They lost on a come-from-behind effort last year in the bowl game to UCLA. And Nebraska in the Big 12 championship. But a different story so far today with 1:42 left. It's the Aggies in front of the Cornhuskers. Kyle Field, about 12,000 less fans than normal. 58,000's capacity now with the construction going on. And out to the 25 goes Dante Hall. Jay Foreman made the tackle. You know, the bad news is you got to get your hair cut here. The good news is you get to kiss the girl next to you every time the team scores.
Well, the way styles are going nowadays, these haircuts are right in style.
That's true.
You know, before they used to stand out. Now I think everybody's got one of those things, don't they?
And the wave of maroon. They had 20,000 at yell practice last night here, as they always do the night before a game. And set to take over at halftime, which is 1:32 away, and that's when John and Todd will be along to update you on all the scores and highlights from the other games. Some huge games going on today. There's the Nebraska section.
In red. Now, I don't know when's the last time I've seen a maroon clash with a red like this since I picked out my sport coat and tie last time. Now, Christy usually does it for me. There's the nice red. It just does not go with maroon, does it?
Nope.
This doesn't go.
That one row over there, those people just can't get along.
They really are clashing.
This is a tough place to play football, though, as we told you about R.C. Slocum's home winning record in the last 10 years. And it is one of those places, and especially when they get that new facility and the new end zone done. It's going to be loud in here, and it's going to be crazy. It's going to be even crazier later on if they somehow can hold on for 2 more quarters against Nebraska.
Pretty good company up there, huh?
Yep.
Seems to me that this is the perfect opponent. The reason why A&M went into the Big 12 was a game just like this for Nebraska to come to their home field.
They're down 6-1 in the series against Nebraska, but keep in mind this is the Cornhuskers' first trip into Kyle Field. Those other games were either at Nebraska or neutral sites.
My. He had to get to the line for a first down. Obviously, he's just short, and I got to believe Nebraska's going to take another timeout.
Make them give it up.
You don't have to measure. There's no need to measure. If you touch the line, it's a first down.
And the foot of the official is not touching the line.
Right. You don't have to bring the chains out on this. Look at that. They're bringing the chains out. These guys don't know.
Oh, they just changed their mind.
If the nose is touching the ball, it's a first down. The nose of the ball is touching the line. It's just like the end line of the end zone.
I tell you what, we were going by the linesman, and he wasn't even close to the 30-yard line.
See the nose of the ball right there.
That's when, if you're Jimmy Durante, you got yourself a first down.
That's right.
You go.
That's all you got. Is got to have a big nose. That's right there. I didn't mean that, Randy.
You weren't looking at me, were you?
Nope,
okay.
Randy neither.
All right.
Still time. Either going to throw the ball deep or run the ball.
And it's Hall. Dante got about 4. Lauren Kaiser's been a busy defensive lineman. He's got a lot of stops today. And we are under a minute.
You know, if this is if you're Florida State or Florida or Purdue, UCLA, you're taking timeouts. Right now, you're Texas A&M. You're still not to the stage throwing the ball with a second start quarterback to really take chances like this. I think going in 14-7 at halftime, you got the advantage. You got to feel good about it.
I just got that itch right here. Just looking at you that they should throw.
Throw the ball. Throw it. If you do, let's throw it real deep.
2nd and 6. And they won't. It's Toombs. And he gets popped as he crossed the 35 out to the 36-yard line. Kelsey made the stop.
So many times in this situation, you see a quarterback, he's watched so many games on television, try to make a play that he shouldn't make and make a mistake. I think this is good coaching. Get it into halftime, take the momentum, make your fans happy, sell a lot of hot dogs and concessions, right?
Last week, tied with Oklahoma State at the break. This week, trailing 18th-ranked Texas A&M at the break. And the Valvoline halftime 98 with John Saunders and Todd Blackledge coming up. It is 14-7. The Aggies trying to pull an upset here at Kyle Field. the kind of game that you need to bring some chapstick along. It's been a kisser for Texas A&M. A couple of touchdowns, a couple of big plays. They lead the #2 team in the country 14-7 as we're set to start the third quarter from Kyle Field in College Station, Texas. And the Cornhuskers trailing by a score also will have to kick off. Dante Hall is the deep man for the Aggies.
First time Nebraska has trailed since, Missouri last year?
It's been a long time. They were tied last week at halftime with Oklahoma State. And this one by Brown deep in the end zone. Hall will just let it go. First time they trail. There it is. September of last year against Missouri. Of course, they went on to win that game in overtime. Might take that kind of performance today, the way they're sputtering.
You know, this game has been pretty even. Nebraska, unbelievably, 30 plays for just 90 yards. Makovica, D'Angelo Evans, 14 yards apiece, and in Bobby Newcomb, only 3 yards rushing. But, you know, except for the 2 big plays for 152 yards by Toombs and Taylor, A&M has had 29 plays for just 87 yards, so very even except for the 2 big plays.
First down from the 20. It has been a good old-fashioned pad popper, that's for sure. And now the audible call by McCown, and he wants to throw that sideline pass again, and in and out of the hands of Chris Cole this time. They've tried that fade several times, Gary. You said when they get single coverage out there, they do it. What they have done, though, as you said, a couple of big plays have been the difference in the ballgame. 2 big plays. Jared Toombs gets the huge play for, to set up a touchdown, and then Chris Taylor the long touchdown. 2 plays for that much. I think Nebraska needs to find their running game somehow, and I will not be surprised if Bobby Newcomb kind of gets a little bit of a look-see early and they don't make a change at quarterback. He does not seem to me to be full speed. You saw in the Morgan Stanley Dean Winter first half statistics an anemic ground game for Nebraska of 38 yards, which is what Gary's talking about as A&M now goes to the ground for a couple in Dante Hall. But you talk about Nebraska, we talked about 73 yards is all they mustered on offense on the ground last week, and then they turn around and have 38 at halftime. They're on that same kind of pace, and that's just so un-Nebraska-like. Defensively, the leaders, Jay Foreman, 5 tackles leads the way. Kelsey and Finley, the 3 each. Mike Rucker had 1 tackle for loss late in that second quarter. They're going to need a lot more tackles for loss to get back in the game now. 3rd down and 8. That's Hodge in motion. Here comes some pressure. Looked like a face mask on Johnson, and let's see, he was called for a personal foul on a late hit last week that negated what would have been an interception and almost a touchdown by Jason Wiltz as he was roughing the quarterback last week. Let's take a look at his left hand here.
Randy McCown ducks the play right there, and you can see Eric Johnson trying to grab whatever he can to get the sack, but the first thing he gets is the face mask, and that's going to be a moving of the chains right there, an automatic first down.
McCown only 2 completions, but 1 was an 81-yard touchdown. 68 yards for Dante Hall, the workhorse. Jamar Toombs, though, the 71-yarder, part of his 89 in the first half.
From the previous spot, first down. A huge play because A&M would have been forced to punt the ball right there. Great defense, great rush from the outside. Just a mistake in aggressiveness that Frank Solich is looking at right there.
First down out at the 37. RC's in the shade now. So's the whole A&M bench. And out to the 39. 2 more for Hall. Dante's going to have to work for that yardage today to get up around 100. And you can see the shadows cast from press box on down onto Kyle Field.
Now, normally, on a hot
it's a little
day,
warm over there.
That would be a tough thing, and it would be a big advantage. But I think the weather is just perfect, whether you're in the sun or not.
Yeah, it's beautiful today.
It's just football weather down here.
2nd down and 8. Randy McCown has a look at that sweatband that carries the plays, called from the booth, and comes up to a 2nd down and 8. Sir Parker in motion out of the Aggie backfield. He's an extra receiver. That one's knocked down. Tony Ortiz, who's back and healthy now and playing linebacker, swatted that one away as they were going to try to swing it out to Sir Parker.
Tell you what they have to do. Tony Ortiz right here, number 37. He just reads the eyes of McCown right here. Just sticks his hand out. McCown is not the tallest quarterback, but you think, usually when you're a quarterback at that height, you get used to finding seams to throw into. And right now, McCown just 2 for 8 on the day, but he's made good on one of those throws, that's for sure.
Here's another one coming up maybe. 3rd down and 8. Parker stays in there. He and Toombs flank McCown in the shotgun. McCown's going to scramble for some time, looking for a block. Didn't get all that he needed, though. Got out to about the 43-yard line, and it's going to be a punting situation for the Aggies. So no harm, no foul, I guess, on Eric Johnson's personal foul.
Except for field position. But again, Randy McCown does a good job of not tossing the ball to the other side. If it's not there, let's punt. Now, that works okay when you're ahead 14-7, but the momentum of the game right now is pretty just much holding, waiting for somebody to make the next big play.
Leckler hasn't had a good punt all day. He's an excellent punter. That long 55 is deceiving. This one is a good punt. Walker hit at the 6. Now, if they call that for too quick into that 2-yard zone, I'm going to be surprised. At some point, you just got to be able to go full blast.
Either that or, you know, what's happened with that new rule is none of the returners are calling fair catches anymore in those situations because they just feel, I think it's Toya Jones, number 5 that time, was the guy who came down and made a great play on it. Let's see if there's 2 yards. The 2-yard halo catches it. He's at the, oh, yeah, that's 2 yards. That's 2 yards. That's what you're exactly ahead. He's on the 6. Jones was on the 8. 8 minus 6, 2. That's there. That's
nice
not a
man.
penalty. 8. Just a 5-yard penalty. It's not that big a deal, really.
You see that thrown literally on every punt return.
Almost.
Has really had a tough time today. Maybe got a yard out of that.
He's been struggling with the bruised toe, and now he has a bruised tailbone last week, and you see the reaction by the coaches. They're kind of like in a bird nest right there, aren't they? They got a nice full view of the game.
7 of 8 possessions have gone first downless for Nebraska. Newcomb comes up firing. Dangerous pass, but caught.
That is beautiful defense that time.
Billy Hafke made the catch. Jason Webster was right there with him. That was a long throw cross field to only pick up 8 yards.
What happens is Bobby Newcomb sees that play by Jason Webster and knows next time he's going to have to make sure he gets that ball on time.
3rd down, a long one. For Nebraska, trying to start this 3rd quarter drive to get back in the football game. They trail by a touchdown. They've been stopped on a lot of these 3rd and shorts. Newcomb, who had to stretch out to get this one. I think he got it, though, by about the length of the ball. And that'll quiet the crowd temporarily with 10:59 remaining 3rd quarter. Nebraska with its first down of this 3rd quarter. They trail 18th ranked Texas A&M 14-7 here at Kyle Field, as Nebraska was held to 38 first half rushing yards, and they're still sputtering a little bit on offense. Now Newcomb off play action, wanted to go deep, scrambles, and he's going to go down. The wrecking crew gets to him. Cornelius Anthony, the first man there. Good coverage in the secondary and an even better delayed rush by the Aggies. So Nebraska still having trouble offensively. We welcome you, Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson, at Kyle Field, a sold-out crowd in College Station, and loving what they're seeing from their Aggies.
Really has. It's been a game of big plays, and they've all been for Texas A&M so far. Nebraska needs to find some other people besides Matt Davidson to throw the ball. Sheldon Kennedy, their tight end's been wide open all game. They have not been able to get the ball to him.
The 2 big plays today for A&M. A 71-yard romp by their fullback that got him close, and an 81-yard touchdown pass. And now the defense going to work. Warwick Holdman. And they get to Newcomb on back-to-back plays.
Bobby Newcomb has been struggling with that leg. He does not have that explosive speed. He's been throwing okay throughout the game, But when people are not open right away, this is not a sophisticated pass offense for Nebraska. He's got one guy to throw to. He's not there. It's a sack. The wrecking crew is making a wreck of this Nebraska offense.
Mike Hankwitz, the defensive coordinator, has done a marvelous job with his troops, and now it's 3rd down and 19. Newcomb from the gun. And under the gun. And dropped again, and the ball is loose. Texas A&M touchdown. Holman with a hit. Edwards with a touchdown.
You never figure you're going to kiss when your defense is out there. You're not even ready for that. And all of a sudden, a sack says, put the chapstick on, as you said, and let's go. My, oh my.
Extra point makes it 21-7. The fans are loving it. The coaches are loving it. The whole stadium is shaking. John, no lack of power in College Station. The power belongs to Holman, who just scored the defensive touchdown. And this place is rocking. It's 21-7. The Aggies lead the #2 team in the country.
Put Nebraska in those predictable situations in the past, and they make the same mistakes as everybody else.
Here's a kick. Down to the 9 to Wiggins. Wiggins got himself an alley on the left side. And he's going to get it all the way up near midfield. Nice return by Chevin Wiggins.
Ron Edwards is the guy who had the sack and made the play. He's right here. He's going to stunt around and make the sack right there and force the ball loose. Edwards is one of those young sophomore players that was maybe rushed a year ago, but the benefits of their experience are paying off this year. Holman says, I'm going to get this one, and put 7 points for the wrecking crew on the board, and holy cow. Nebraska, the #2 team in the nation, is finding out what Kyle Field is all about.
From the 49-yard line. And the new quarterback is in.
Joel Makovica just got landed on his left leg right there.
It is Nuka, and Makovica gets up. I thought the Cornhuskers were going to bring in Monte Cristo, but they do not. Newcomb still out there. He has not been the Bobby Newcomb we've seen, though, in past games. Of course, we had him 2 weeks ago when he just splashed on the scene against Washington in that game. Got it down to the 40-yard line. And a 1st down. Here's a big opening for the fullback. All the way down to the 18-yard line. Makovica comes up limping on one play and goes 22 on the next.
First time I've seen in 2 games that Makovica has been able to find some space with the ball. And you know, this has not been like the Nebraska offense. The aberration is really the Washington game. The only time they've really had a type of a game that you would expect from this Nebraska rush offense. Otherwise, they've all been in the 200 yards rushing except for last week and again this week.
It's the longest play of the day, if you can believe it, for Nebraska. The fullback straight up the middle on that last play. At the 18. Newcomb keeps it. Might have gotten inside the 15. Dat Wynn came over to help on the stop.
That was a great play by Dat Wynn right there. That was one where it doesn't really show up as a big hit, but that's a touchdown. If he doesn't get his right arm on Bobby Newcomb's leg that time, Bobby Newcomb's just going to walk into the end zone.
Again, Dat Wynn, one of 12 semifinalists named today to the Lombardi Trophy, and that trophy is on display here in College Station. Down to 7:40 in the 3rd. 2nd down and 6. 3 wideouts for Nebraska. Newcomb keeps it again, and guess who? Dat Wynn. He's made a lot of them. In fact, he'll probably be the all-time tackle leader by the time he leaves. Came into this game with 413 career tackles. Johnny Holland is the man that's got the all-time record, and Dat's got Johnny in his sights.
That time Josh Heskew went to go for the legs of Dat Wynn, and you're not going to block those quick feet. They're just too quick.
At the 11-yard line, there's the tackle numbers on Dat Wynn in his career. goes down short of the first down, though, and it's decision time for Frank Solich because it's 4th and 2.
Right, I don't think there's any decision. I think you got to kick the field goal. Still a lot of time left in this game. Going to run the ball right at Dat Win this time, inside. You know, the reason Dat is so good is sometimes he takes the play on, other times he dodges. He never gives that offensive lineman the same look 2 plays in a row. Nebraska's going to go for it here.
There's the decision. Fearless Frank. 0-1 today, but 3 for 5 on the season on 4th down conversions. They're going to have to earn it. It's about 2 yards left. And around coming to Wiggins. Hit in the backfield and dropped. Jason Webster stayed home and made the play.
How many times do you see a reverse on 4th and 1? Here's Webster. He's coming off the corner. Remember in the short yardage situation earlier when Brooks made the tackle coming around the corner? This time Webster stays at home with the backside blitz, and the plays run right into him.
Aggies with a 2-touchdown lead and the ball back now. It's the 2nd time today they've taken over on downs against Nebraska. They'll work from their own 14.
How often on 2 4th down plays do your 2 corners make the play on both of the 4th down plays to stop?
Nebraska thinking about a blitz here. And McCown off play action. Wants to throw on the run. Now he's going to keep it.
Not a lot of faking to do against Nebraska.
Nope.
Fake one guy, 3 other guys are coming at you like laser beams.
So the crowd momentarily takes a breath. Nobody is sitting down. That's something you have to get used to here, too. We haven't been here since last Thanksgiving when we had about 5 inches of rain, but nobody sits down in this place, so we have to stand, too, so we can see over them.
Mike Rucker has been quiet at that rush end position. Not a sack this year yet.
Here's Hall. Dante Hall, and he found an opening across the 20 and out to the 22. He's only about 1.5 yards shy of the first down. Chad Kelsey made the hit. Dante Hall, as we said earlier, is going to have a lot of carries to get to 100, but he's working on it.
Watch Daniel Campbell, one of the great tight ends, blocking Rucker right here on this play. Campbell's about 250, 6'6". We saw him out in practice. A great specimen. He just pushes Rucker all over the field, and that's what causes the big gash on that play. Derek Spiller's the other tight end, but he's a bit nicked. He was even on crutches earlier this week, and it's been all Campbell so far.
3rd down and 2. Little option this time by the Aggies, and McCown's got a first down keeper. Haven't seen much of it, but he's capable of it. Brian Shaw made the tackle. They'll move the sticks.
I always believe to run the ball effectively, you've got to have a tight end that can block. Watch Daniel Campbell this time. He takes on Shaw and actually firms out another guy and blocks out Foreman that time in kind of a rub block. You take one guy and you keep your eyes up for the next man in your position. Secure one, look for the next guy.
Well, that's going to get that guy a job in the NFL.
You bet it is.
That and the size you talked about, 260 plus. The 28. Only about 1 yard for Dante Hall.
No matter how,
Kelsey made the tackle.
No matter how this drive ends up, it's going to be a successful drive as long as A&M can punt it right now. They had the big stop on 4th down. They don't make a first down, and now you got a punter that's going to take you out of position, and they've eaten up probably 4 minutes off the clock again. That's the best thing Randy McCown has done today, I think, is not make any foolish plays. He had the interception. That was more, I thought, Chris Cole running a bad route than the poor throw on the play.
Quarterback. Quarterback. 2nd down along 8. Under 4 minutes in the 3rd quarter. Hodge in motion. Here's the toss. Sir Parker. Whew, man, did he take a hit to bounce off and get up to the 34-yard line.
To run the ball effectively against Nebraska, you have to handle their defensive ends. Here he is again, Daniel Campbell. Watch him just flatten and make a crease, just wall off. Look at the wall right there that big tight end does on the stunt. Brian Shaw's coming in on a stunt, but your tight end really creates a wall for your running back to run. That's why you gain 5 yards.
3rd down and 4. Taylor, who's got a touchdown today, in motion to the top of your screen. And here comes Toombs. He almost broke it again. He got a first down. Rucker hit him low, but the big fella who rumbled 71 yards in the first half to get him close to a touchdown. Has a first down here.
A little bit of a trap action right then, following behind Cameron Spikes. Toombs coming in the same play that no, it isn't the same play. Very similar type call running inside on third down. It was more of a veer blocking before. This is a trap action following Spikes, and the big guy puts another movement of the chains.
Out to the 40 where it's first down again. Hall, big opener. Dante Hall, good move in the secondary to get it down to the 43-yard line. 17 more yards in a hurry, and now both backs are closing in on a 100-yard day.
We saw that offensive line yesterday so focused out there in the walkthrough. Not one guy even fooling around. When you get beat by 54-15 in a championship game on national television, it has a way of getting your offensive line fired up for the next year's game. Remember, this A&M team a year ago in the Big 12 championship rushed for just 13 yards.
99 now for Hall, 94 for Toombs. And there, the I backfield behind McCown on a 1st and 10. McCown again wanted to throw down the sideline to Oliver, and he'll keep it. Whoever was covering Oliver out there grabbed a whole handful of jersey, but no defensive holding call was made.
It was a double move that time. They've run a few. Steve Kegthorpe saw the same thing I did. They've run a few of those fades. This time, McCown faked the fade. He kind of went hitch and go outside to try to get something different to the outside with the receiver. And you're right. A little pull by Sweeney that time. It wasn't called.
He almost lost that number 16 jersey. 8 plays, all run so far for the Aggies. Down to the 41-yard line of Nebraska. Whistle and a penalty. And it looked like maybe motion on Texas A&M. It's been relatively penalty-free today.
It especially has been for that offensive line. One holding penalty through the whole game against a defense that usually moves and forces you into those things.
Cut and snap. Ball start on the offense.
R.C. Slocum, the winningest coach in Texas A&M history. We talked about what a tremendous record he has at home in his 10-year stay at College Station, but the Aggies have not done well against top 10 opponents. Today they're doing pretty well, 21-7 with just over 2 minutes left in the third quarter. And that time the snap to McCown, I think, is going to get their 5 yards back. Nice job by Seth McKinney.
I still find that a very dangerous play by the center, because if someone in your backfield is also moving, they'll just decline the penalty and tackle the quarterback. But in this case, it works perfectly. And you're right, they're right back where we were.
2-9 against top 10 teams. R.C. Slocum's record. But 2-2 at home. The other ones, neutral sites or away games.
R.C. told us, and has been very publicly with his situation of this game, that if they can beat Nebraska, this would push them up to the elite status in the country.
Notre Dame leading 20-3 over Arizona State with 9:05 left in the third quarter. For those of you who are viewing us and that game is not on your screen, it's because of a power hit that they've taken in the stadium there. They're working as quickly as possible to try to get you back to the Fighting Irish and Arizona State's game, and they're keeping the clock and the time on the field there, so that game does continue. They didn't stop the game, only that you're not seeing it right now, but you will be shortly. So in the meantime, Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson and our ABC crew here in College Station, Texas at Kyle Field, where there's an upset in the making. 21-7, the Aggies in front of a sold-out crowd, leading the number 2 team in the nation.
Third and medium.
They've been 2 for 2 on their third downs this drive. Sir Parker back in there at the tailback spot. McCown scrambles around. Found an opening. He's got a first down. Inside the 20. McCown. First and goal, Texas A&M.
Chris Taylor made a big play. Jamar Toombs made a big play, and now Randy McCown makes a big play. Nebraska's in a man-to-man coverage situation. No one's looking at the quarterback. Once the count breaks the line of scrimmage, you can see there's a lot of space. And right down first and goal, A&M has the ball again.
Dante Hall weaves his way inside the 5, down to about the 4-yard line.
It's just going to be about killing this third quarter, too.
38 seconds, all that remains. ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by Genuine Chevrolet, the cars more Americans trust. By Morgan Stanley Dean Witter, we measure success one investor at a time. Marriott Hotels, Resorts, and Suites, we believe when you're comfortable you can do anything. And National Car Rental. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. It's second and goal from the 4. The toss. And about a yard gain for Dante Hall before he's swarmed under by the Nebraska defense, and that will bring this quarter to a close. Well, the guys that are working construction in the other end zone are going to love this, because we're going to switch ends of the field. And it'll be a third and goal situation down in front of those gentlemen to start the fourth quarter. 21-7 Aggies. ABC Sports presentation of college football will return after this message and a word from our ABC stations. John, it is 21-7 here as we start the fourth quarter. Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson with you. An upset, a huge upset in the making, as 18th ranked Texas A&M leading number 2 Nebraska.
As big as that stop was last week against Oklahoma State, is as big as this stop will be for the Nebraska defense. They must force a field goal here.
Hall, the tailback. 2 tight ends set, both Spiller and Campbell in there. On a third and goal. Straight up the middle. Touchdown! The big rumble goes over for the score.
Been so much kissing going on, you're going to want to switch seats around here.
I wish I'd have brought my wife.
Yeah.
One play into the fourth quarter. And Russell Bynum's extra point makes it a shocking 28-7 A&M. You think they're not trying to pay back Nebraska for the Big 12 title game last year? They are on their way. One play into the fourth quarter. We didn't necessarily think that they were going to have to be cleaning off that many footballs in the end zone following extra point kicks by Texas A&M.
Watch this guy spiral. Well, he's got a nice arm. Well, high school
coming back.
He's an option quarterback. Look at that.
There it is. Overthrew his receiver by just a little.
Right. In Texas, you get 3 offers for being able to throw like that. There's so many guys playing college football.
Now we can't come back to the state of Texas to do a game.
What a shocker, huh?
Wow. Still a long way to go, but on the short end by 3 touchdowns now, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. The kick deep in the end zone. Wiggins will touch it down, and the Huskers will go to work at the 20-yard line. Again, 21-3. Notre Dame leading Arizona State. And for those of you expecting to have seen that game in your area, a power outage has caused the switch over to our game. We're working on it. Our ABC crew is working on it to try to get you your picture and your game back. In the meantime, the picture you're seeing, you don't have to rub your eyes. It's not blurry. It is 28-7. Texas A&M over number 2 Nebraska. Bobby Newcomb got about 3 on the keeper. Royland Bradley in on the tackle. And now Nebraska's going to have to start getting it in some bigger chunks. They just don't have enough time left.
I think A&M would be very, very happy right now with taking away the tailback and forcing Newcomb and Makovica to run the ball all day. Bobby Newcomb has been hit and hit hard every time he's run the ball. He
said against Oklahoma State was his most physical and mental test that he's had so far. I think it's today now.
He's going to have a new one today.
Second down at 7. Nice play fake. There goes a bigger chunk, but he got his man to 2, and it's Davison. Davison's been his favorite receiver today, and that time cuts it loose for 48 yards.
Well, Warwick Holdman that time put a little pressure on Bobby Newcomb, but Bobby held into the pocket. Davidson's going to come down here and run the post route. Decent coverage this time. Jason Webster goes for the ball. Great concentration from Davison. He may pull this game out himself again.
Well, he pulled out the game against Missouri, of course, last year. He's got 100 yards on 6 catches today. Now they go back to the ground game. Straight ahead. Akavika has about 5. So Nebraska is working down toward that red zone again, which has given them so much success on the season, but not much success today. Only 1 touchdown, and that was by Correll Buckhalter. 2nd down and 5 here. The Huskers at the Aggies 23-yard line. Newcomb decides to keep it and paid the price. Datwin and Royland Bradley made a Newcomb sandwich, and it's 3rd down.
One of the things you notice about this A&M defense, the more you watch it in this game, is that Nebraska doesn't knock any of them down. They all reach, but watch the A&M guys. They keep their feet. They dodge blocks. They keep running. They keep going, and all of a sudden, somebody in pursuit makes a play. Not one of the 11 guys for that A&M defense that time was knocked on the ground.
No pancakes here.
No pancakes. There's going to be surf on this play.
Some scrambled eggs at the end of it, maybe. 3rd down, short 5. 12:45 left in the ball game. Newcomb fires over the outstretched arms of Davison. And now on 4th and 5. Does Nebraska go for it again? They're 0 for 2 on their 4th down conversions. They're not going to get many chances.
No, but Frank Solich, I know he didn't hear me, but he didn't listen to my advice last time. I thought he should have kicked the field goal and put some points on the board when they still were in the ball game. Just gave too much momentum to that A&M team, not kicking that field goal. And now, obviously, 4th and 5 and down 3 touchdowns, you have to go for it.
Sheldon Jackson's been a kind of a quiet tight end, too. He just came back in with the play from the bench. Another 4th down. Newcomb delivers it. Davison can't hold it.
Oh, that's a great play. Great play by Jason Webster that time. The 3rd time a corner has made the play on 4th down in this game.
Amazing?
Jay Brooks the first time, Jason Webster on the last 4th down, and Jason Webster again comes up and makes the play.
And that pass was on the money, but it was just too good a play by number 39. Definitely the upset of the day in the making. Texas A&M leading 28-7 over number 2 Nebraska, and Jamar Toombs has just gone over the 100-yard mark. He had a 71-yarder earlier in the ball game. He had a touchdown rumble the last time the Aggies had the ball, and now he just knocks one out of there for about 9 more yards. And it's 2nd down and 1. Sir Parker now in at tailback. So all 3 backs have done their job today, especially Hall and Toombs. Toombs again. As they get Toombs here at Kyle Field. Takes Jay Foreman with him out for a 1st down to the 35-yard line.
This is going to get fun the next 4 years around here. Well, this is a look at the last national championships in Nebraska. And you can see they're right about on mark defensively. You know, they had that aberration against Louisiana Tech giving up all those yards, but there's been their averages in their national championship years. Today, though, it's been all A&M on the ground, and that's been the difference in this game.
200-yard rushers they've seen today. Something almost unheard of against a Nebraska defense. Here comes the other guy that's got over 100, Dante Hall. 5 more. Clint Finley made the tackle, and now the Aggies content to just eat up yardage and eat up the clock. Don't forget, next Saturday at 3:30, here's the games you see: Oklahoma State, Kansas State, Texas Tech and Colorado, Purdue and Penn State in the Big Ten, a key matchup in the Pac-10. Virginia and Georgia Tech, that's where we'll be in Atlanta for a big battle in the ACC. Check your local listings for the game in your area, or call your cable or satellite company for the games available on pay-per-view. This is one you'd pay to watch. Texas A&M at home trying to pull a stunner. McCown. That one almost looked like it was blown up from the start. Rucker made the tackle.
He went the wrong way. Both backs, Toombs and Parker, went to the right. Quarterback goes to the left. That's never a good feel.
We saw Newcomb do that for Nebraska earlier in the game. There's Dante's numbers.
Both Toombs and Hall have now rushed for 109 yards in the game. Almost unheard of versus a Nebraska defense. A&M now has run the ball 18 straight times. And why not? A team that only gained 13 yards against this defense a year ago is piling up in the running game. Great day for the offensive line.
Big Jamar stays in there. A wing to the right side as the fullback. And it goes to Sir Parker. And Parker with a big hit.
Tackler number 57, Chad Kellis. Number 6, Shane Blackburn.
Texas A&M did what they wanted to do, held on to the football, used some clock, and now they'll punt. You almost think that the only thing that could save Nebraska is a huge play by somebody like Joe Walker, or blocking a punt possibly. But A&M with those 19 straight running plays just took half the quarter off the clock. 9:30. All that's left in the ball game. Leckler. Another knuckleball to Wiggins, one of the up guys will field. And Wiggins only about 4 yards on the return. Nebraska's in a huge heap of trouble. 28-7. Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson with you in College Station. An upset in the making at Kyle Field.
Dat Wynn said it was a once-in-a-lifetime chance to play in a game like this. Came back for a game just like this, and he might be making true on that chance. Cashing in.
Aggies are making the most of it right now. Empty backfield. Newcomb had it tipped at the line by Warwick Holdman. How many big plays can that kid make?
Enough to give a 21-point lead. It has been a game of big plays, not just on offense. It's been the fourth down plays. The first one by Jay Brooks. The next one by Jason Webster on the reverse. And in the last one again by Jason Webster on the pass play.
Newcomb in the open field on the broken play. And he's got a first down. Bobby runs out of bounds at the 38.
We were mentioned in the last one. Webster comes up and strips that ball away from Davidson to make another play on the fourth down play.
So Newcomb picks up the first down, stops the clock with 9:07 remaining in the ball game. But Nebraska has to score often and quickly, or they will see a 40-game regular season conference win streak and the longest winning streak in the country stopped here in College Station, Texas today. From the 39. Newcomb loads and goes long on the left side for Davison. Did he make the catch? A great catch, and they give it to him at the 22-yard line. Nice hands.
Great hands. Now you understand why Davison was able to take that one off the shoe tops to win that game. He's got great hands, doesn't he?
His first start as a Cornhusker because Cheatham's out with the injury, and there it is.
Yep, there's the catch. His left foot came down. Great job by the official, making sure his foot came down first. He finds the foot, then he looks up to make sure he's got the ball. Did all the things right. Good catch.
140 yards on 7 catches for Matt. Taking over for Kenny Cheatham, who's out a couple of weeks with a shoulder injury. Newcomb, pitch, Evans. D'Angelo got down to the 14-yard line. Anthony tracked him down there. Pickup of 8. Clock is under 9 minutes.
We've had a couple big plays by Bobby Newcomb. Not a lot, but a couple. Couple big plays by Joel Makovica. Not a lot, but a couple. But we haven't had anything big from the tailback.
And remember, you asked Frank Solich yesterday, would you take a game of big plays? And he said, only if there's a lot of them. Otherwise, I'd rather move the chains.
Hasn't
they haven't
either.
done either today.
Haven't done either, have they?
Second down and 2. Newcomb keeps it and should get the first down. Ron Edwards.
Number 96, Ron Edwards.
Made the stop.
You know, we talk about Bobby Newcomb and what he's like. You know, he's very fast, very quick, great athlete, played wingback a year ago, but he does not have the size of Scott Cross or Tommy Frazier.
Right.
And I think part of the game plan that A&M came in with this game was, let's punish this guy. Just like maybe a good passing game, you're going to catch the ball, but we're going to hit you. That's what they've done to Bobby Newcomb all day. You're going to make some yards, but we're going to make you hit. We're going to hit you all day.
They had a great red zone average going. Quarterback draw by Newcomb, and he might score. He does. Touchdown, Bobby Newcomb. 11 yards on the quarterback draw.
Great Solich finally dialed one that worked right here. Dat Nguyen kind of overran the play. Bobby used his good ability to cut and run around. Michael Jameson got a hit on it a little late. Finally, Nebraska, perhaps a little late, puts one in the end zone again.
Trying to make it 28-14 here.
I think we're going to see an onside kick, too.
Chris Brown gets the extra point with 8:08 left. Newcomb finally gets Nebraska in the end zone again, but still a lot of ground to make up. We've got about 58,000 of our friends here with us watching an upset in the making with 8:08 left, but Nebraska set for, I would assume, an onside kick.
Yep, there's 9 men in the box right there. Ready for that onside kick for A&M. They have deployed their defense to try to discourage Nebraska from doing it.
They're going to kick away. Chases Dante Hall back to the goal line on one hop. Decides to play it safe and takes a knee, and A&M will go to work from the 20-yard line. At the conclusion of today's game, Gary and I will select the Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the game for each team. In recognition of these athletes, Chevrolet will make a contribution to each school's general scholarship fund.
Nebraska defense must have a 3-and-out if they have any opportunity to win this game, I believe. Charlie McBride has been gambling, got burned a couple times, but it's the style of defense they play now.
That win gets a breather as Randy McCown and the Aggies offense takes over. They're thinking about a blitz here. It's Dante Hall, and he goes out to the 25, a pickup of 5. Let's go to our New York studios and John Saunders. John.
Brad, we have news from Tempe. The power is back on, so Arizona State and Notre Dame, they are back playing again. It's 21-3, but because of the outstanding upset that we have, Texas A&M leading Nebraska, we are going to stay with that game. We'll keep you up to date on the other one. Right now, back to Brad.
All right, John, 7.5 to play, 28-14.
Here's the 8th man right here up in the box.
Dante Hall dropped the ball, but he got back on it. That's just the kind of play Texas A&M could not afford, but Hall, and you could hear this huge sigh of relief go out in Kyle Field.
We felt the stands rock when they do their little, the song and everything, and now we just felt the air just sucked out of this place.
Brings up a 3rd down, key 3rd down, as Gary said. Nebraska needs a stop here on 3rd and 7. Sir Parker checks into the backfield, and Hall will come out.
Can never count Nebraska out of a football game. They've come from behind, won tight games in the past. These are athletes that are used to winning football games. A&M right now is being a bit conservative. It'll be tough to pick up this 1st down.
McCown calls a timeout with 6:41 left. They used all the clock they could and then took a timeout to talk it over. Key 3rd down for both teams coming up when we come back. Nebraska was number 1 last year, number 2 coming in, and right now trailing 28-14.
I don't think you'll see anything fancy. Nebraska's going to be in an end rush. Let's see if they drop their lineman outside. Zone blitz.
3rd down and 7. Quarterback draw. McCown. Kelsey got him by the ankles and lost his helmet to boot, but made the play Nebraska absolutely had to have. An injured Cornhusker down. I think it's Julius Jackson in the backfield. They have not had any injuries today up until now either.
And this will really have no effect on the clock.
Bottom line in this one, we talked about how great Nebraska was in the red zone coming in. They were 20 of 22, 4 possessions today, and twice lost it on downs.
Right. And you look at each one of those things, all 4 going against Nebraska. That equals 28 and a big L when it happens. Everything going against Nebraska still have an opportunity to pull it out. But when those type of things, 2 rushers for 100 yards, Jackson's going to come around the outside right here. Going to be right in the middle of your screen. I think he's right here is what's going to happen. I think its own guy gets him. Yes, it is.
Leg whip, ouch.
Leg whip from his own guy that time, coming from the other side. It was Aaron Willis, I think, that really ran into Julius Jackson.
Julius, junior out of Gainesville, Texas, so playing in his home state, and they'll help him off. Meanwhile, Nebraska will be getting the football back. Fourth top 5 opponent in 8 games, and all of them until today have been losses, and there's still some time left in this one. But part of that also, that Big 12 championship last year, 54-15. Is there some huge payback from that one coming right here if this game holds?
I still think, I mean, they could get a great stop against Nebraska, but I really got to believe if I'm the offense right now and I'm the quarterback, Randy McCown, I'm telling my offense to win this game, we're going to have to make 2 first downs. We just can't depend on the defense to hold on the whole game.
Remember, Joe Walker's a game breaker. He's waiting on this punt from Leckler. And Leckler got a dandy. Walker to the 22. And out to the 34. About 12 yards on the return. And Nebraska, the last time they had it, went 76 yards in a minute and 11 seconds. They've got to do that same type of thing right here. Tuesday night on ABC. D.L. Hughley stars in one of the nation's best new comedies. See what happens from the Hughleys. They move from the hood to the birds. Tuesday night, 8:30, 7:30 Central Time, right here on ABC. Now everybody up, waving the Aggie towels. And Nebraska works from its own 34-yard line. Bobby Newcomb from the shotgun. Throws complete to Davison, who's been the big playmaker today. Pick up a 7. Davison's on his way to a 200-yard receiving game, and they keep throwing it to him on this drive. He got out of bounds with 6:03 left. Not a bad first start, but I think Matt would trade in all those stats for a win here today. Just outside the 40. Second down along 3. Newcomb goes the other way. This one's complete. First down. We'll stop the clock momentarily as they move the sticks to midfield. Billy Hafke with another catch. And now Nebraska's got to hustle and be ready on the snap as soon as those chains are reset at the midfield stripe. They stay in a 4 wideout grouping. D'Angelo Evans in the backfield with Newcomb. There's a dangerous one, incomplete. Nice play on the ball by Jay Brooks, and a pass intended again for Davison.
First time in the game that A&M's defense has looked confused. A lot of guys look at each other at the snap that time. They looked a little bit gassed. I think Mike Hankwitz is going to have to get some guys in there that are a little fresher bodies.
Less than 6 minutes left.
Shaking his head. He's not happy with his alignment.
Second and 10. Newcomb pump fakes. Look out for behind. Nails it. He throws, and it's incomplete. Royland Bradley got him.
Toughest thing to do in this situation is to rush the passer. It takes so much out of you. You get so much effort to get to the guy. You run, you run, you run. Maybe 25, 30-yard sprints. Bradley gets there, and you don't even get a sack just as he lets the ball go. Just takes your heart out of you. You're just heaving right now.
Third and 10. Nebraska only 3 of 13 on third downs. Newcomb trying to keep it and get to the stick, and he got there and got the corner.
He also got out of bounds.
Used every amount of energy he could, continuing to play on a bad knee, and he used all the speed he had left to get that one.
And this was a called play. You'll see the guard and the tackle pull and run the play from the backside. This is called all the way. It's a counter play with the quarterback, Bobby Newcomb, running the ball, gets the corner.
Got it down to the 30-yard line.
Still plenty of time. 5.5 minutes to go in the game.
Newcomb. Caught at the 25-yard line by Wiggins. Michael Jamison was there with him.
Michael Jamison is gassed, too. He can barely get up off the ground. Look at him. Got no energy. It's the pressure of the situation. You know you don't want to make a mistake.
Newcomb throws it out again, complete to Hafke, and another first down. So marching down the field again, another pickup of 7.
Remember what Frank Solich told us when we visited with him. He said most coaches come and talk to us about one thing. How do you practice all that offense? They've got so much offense. And now look at this. An option team, they're in 4 wideouts, and they're moving the ball down the field.
They've moved it down in the red zone again at the 18-yard line. Newcomb shovel past D'Angelo Evans, and Evans is inside the 10. Clock running down near the 5-minute mark. A touchdown here puts Nebraska back in the game and only trailing by a score.
I'm telling you, the A&M offense is going to have to make a first down to ice this game.
Newcomb barking the signals to his wideouts. Looking left all the way and throws it away. Smart play, stops the clock. And it'll be 2nd and 10.
I think it's third.
No, it's third. Excuse me, 3rd and 1. So they need the first down, then they can worry about the goal-to-go situation.
There's Randy McCown with his quarterback coach, Coach Dora, right there. He's got his arm around him saying, Coach, I know what we need. We got to have a couple first downs. We got to pick up the onside kick and make a couple first downs. Let's finish the game on offense.
Well, it's 2-down territory, obviously, so Nebraska has got 2 shots at picking up a yard. They want to get it in the end zone. They might right here. Makovica, touchdown.
That's a huge play. That's a huge play. Gain that much yardage. Puts the clock at 4:39, 4:38 left in the game. And down now only 7 or 8 points. Holy cow.
28-20 extra point coming. Here's Makovica, the Bulling fullback.
That time it was overrun inside by Cornelius Anthony. Nobody blocked him. Went too far outside, playing the option play. Flipped the fullback right inside him.
Big extra point by Chris Brown, but he's hit 107 in a row, 108 in a row, and we got a 1-touchdown ball game. Well, the last 2 times Nebraska's had it, they took 111 to score and 129 to score, and they're back in it. After the win 2 weeks ago over Washington, the Nebraska players started talking about the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl and how they wanted to head there and play for the national championship in the Bowl Championship Series. That is very much in jeopardy. But in the last 2 possessions that have taken them less than 2.5 minutes, they put up 2 touchdowns, and they only trail now 28-21.
Looks like they're going to kick it deep again.
It worked last time.
This time smartly, he doesn't kick it in the end zone either, forcing a return.
Dante Hall from the 9. And Dante out across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Well, you mentioned 2 touchdowns, 1 on a quarterback draw, big yardage near the red zone. Very surprising to be able to run the ball from the 12-yard line and pick a touchdown. And then again on 3rd and 1 to hand to the fullback. And the big fella takes it over there for another touchdown. You would suspect that it would take you 4 or 5 plays to score and take more off the clock. Now, like I said, Randy McCown has to get in that huddle and said, guys, we run the ball all game. 2 first downs and we win the football game.
Here's the game down to the last 4.5 minutes. A&M clinging now to a 1-touchdown lead. Ooh, the ball bobbled in the backfield by Hall, and he loses a couple.
Just to give you an example, what happens when you get way ahead? That's the 23rd straight run for A&M. Since they went up by 21 points in this game, here's what their series have been. 5 plays, 1 first down and a punt, 3 and out, and now they got 2nd and 13. They have not thrown the ball in 23 straight plays.
McCown only his 3rd start as the quarterback of the Aggies. Hall out across the original line of scrimmage, but not by much. It's going to be 3rd down and almost 10. Place that about 5 minutes ago was so loud with the stadium moving that you couldn't hear yourself think, and right now I could probably yell down about 50 rows to somebody and they'd hear me.
Absolutely. People as nervous as you can be around here. Everybody in the room right now is nervous.
And the people in the bright red are still in the bright sunshine and hoping that their team can come back to tie this game up. Here's a huge 3rd down and 10 for McCown. They're bringing the heat, but the whistles blow the play dead.
Pass play too. If it's on A&M, I predict they don't throw on 3rd and long. Delay a game on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
So it's going to be 3rd and 15. You talked about it way back in the third quarter, the tendency, especially if you get a lead, to go in a shell offensively and not do enough attacking to win a game this big.
Especially when you got a new quarterback. I mean, you know, Randy McCown is still in his second start. You got a big lead. Your defense has been playing well. Let's try to keep it close to the vest, but now all of a sudden, 3rd and 14.
Steps up, fires in the middle, and he threw a perfect pass, and Leroy Hodge couldn't hold it. And a penalty marker flies in way after the play. I mean, 4 seconds after the play. I don't think I blame Frank Solich. Maybe it was a penalty, but either he couldn't get it out of his pocket, or it's not going to be what I think it was. But I mean, that flag, that people were heading to the sideline before that flag hit the turf.
Punter was halfway on the field. Come on, guys, fix it. Make the call. Let the players win the game.
This is going to be a huge call. Steve Usacek, the referee, and both coaches anxiously await the call, as we do, as you do. And as these two teams that have battled for 57 minutes,
right now, they're all asking each other, what did you see? You get 3 different versions. Let's see what happens.
Pass interference, Nebraska.
Now, Nebraska's down, but there's still 3 minutes left in this game. And they still have 3 timeouts. Now they'll be forced to use them. Here's the play. And, you know, I think that's a pretty good call. Ralph Brown had his hands on the receiver that time. I think he was all over him. As there's the break, there's Ralph Brown's hands on it, and I think that's a good call. I don't care how long it was late.
You still didn't see the flag come in at the end of the play, so you know how long it took.
He's nervous, too. Great throw on the play. Ralph Brown actually held him before the ball got there. But A&M, what did I say? They needed 2 first downs.
Foul. Automatic first down.
They needed 2 first downs. That's 1. They're not out of the woods yet.
No, they're not.
Nebraska now will use their timeouts,
Of which they have 3 remaining. 3:07 left.
No taking a knee yet.
Sir Parker's the tailback. Gets the carry. Took a lick at the 35.
Nebraska will take their timeouts, I'm sure of it. Yeah, there it is.
Here comes number 1.
You're in enough of these games when you play football, especially as a quarterback, you could just see these things happening, and there's no doubt in my mind that every team has a chance to win a game. There's always a chance both teams have late in the game to win it, unless it's a big, big blowout.
We'll have a chance to see a couple pretty good football games coming up this weekend. Your exclusive home for primetime NFL, ESPN on Sunday night at 8:15. An NFC showdown between the Giants and the Atlanta Falcons. And then on Monday night on ABC Sports, Dan Marino and the Miami Dolphins, once beaten, tackle the undefeated Jacksonville Jaguars. That's at 8 o'clock on Monday night on ABC. Well,
why isn't Jamar Toombs getting the ball?
I don't know. He's been the big horse in this game.
Let's slip the ball to the fullback. That has worked earlier in this type of situation when Nebraska is gambling with their linebackers. Fake the pitch, do one of those little traps, and slip the ball to this fullback right here who's tough to tackle.
The ball is at the 35-yard line with a 2nd down and 7 coming up and just under 3 minutes to play. A nervous Cornhusker sideline, obviously. They have won 19 straight games, the longest streak in Division 1A.
All the linebackers are up tight. Let's see if they give the ball to the fullback. They do.
There he comes. And he goes down after about a 1-yard gain. Mike Rucker made first contact. Chad Kelsey, the other rush in, pinched in there to make the stop. Here's what we were talking about. 19 straight wins, 40 straight in conference play. And they've won 65 of their last 68.
That is a mouthful. That is about as good as you get. Coming in here to Kyle Field. I think this is exactly what A&M and Texas were looking for. It was a game like this. High-profile team like a Colorado and Nebraska coming into this, and Oklahoma coming into a game like this, meaning everything and having your fans this excited to watch this type of game.
This would make the Aggies the favorite in the Big 12 South to reach the championship game at St. Louis this year. It would make Kansas State the favorite in the North to arrive there if they can upset Nebraska. It's been a day to drum about as A&M is hoping to drum up the biggest upset of the college football season so far. 28-21 they lead. We have 2:53 left, and they're going to have to get a first down here to not give it back to the Cornhuskers of Nebraska.
7 long yards. The quarterback, what do you call? Do you take a chance? Third and about that much to finish this game.
That's a long ways right now against Nebraska. They'll keep it on the ground. Hall got back to the line of scrimmage. That's about it. Lauren Kaiser was there, as he has been so many times today. And now A&M's got to give it up.
How about that? You can't ask for anything better. Mike Rucker made the play. He made it last week. Mike Rucker will force the play back inside. There he is, number 84, Daniel Campbell. He'll go outside, force it back into his players where he knows that pursuit's going to make the play. That's good rush in play to the outside.
Leckler comes in to punt. Joe Walker waits on it on the other end. Basically, Walker won the game for Nebraska last week with a 73-yard return against Oklahoma State. And he's waiting on it in the sunshine at the 10-yard line. Leckler. Oh, boy, did he hit all of this one. Walker has to let it go. Couldn't afford to field it inside the 5-yard line and try to do something with it.
Well, that's got what? That's
63 yards.
63-yarder with no return like that. Puts it in the end zone. That's as good as you can ask.
Bobby Newcomb's numbers have increased dramatically in the second half when they needed to, but he's still got 80 yards of turf to cover to try to tie the game up with exactly 2 minutes left. We don't have a 2-minute warning in college football, but this is your 2-minute drill right here.
This is the 2-minute drill. Don't get off the couch now. And let's see how fresh the A&M defense can stay as they try to play the clock and this 4-wide receiver offense led by Bobby Newcomb.
From the 20, Newcomb comes up firing, and Hapke, the intended receiver, has it knocked down by Jay Brooks.
Yeah, but they're going to be offsides. It's going to be 1st and 5, Nebraska.
Looked like it might have been Flemings out there on the outside.
I think you're right. He jumped off.
So a 5-yard walk-off. Dat Wynn was under the impression it was on Nebraska. It's on Texas A&M. Dat's going the other way.
Defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Dat Wynn has not come up with that play in this game. The big turnover. He had an interception and a fumble recovery last week. Will the All-American linebacker make the play to make this? He's got 8 tackles, but he hasn't made that big play yet. That has been his signature.
From the shotgun. Newcomb over the middle. Oh, hit London right in the hands, and he dropped it. Frankie might have been worried a little bit about the wrecking crew he was about to meet in the secondary.
Yeah, but at this point of the game, you can't cough those up.
You have to wonder if Newcomb will try to go back to Matt Davison, number 3, who's been his main target all day long. Davison is up to the left side at the top of your screen. Newcomb fires out, complete. Davison trying to get out of bounds. Did he?
Nope. But it's still going to stop.
It's still going to stop while they move the chains. First start for Matt Davison. What a way to make a first start.
He's got to have close, what, 9 or 10 catches? 9 for 156.
Not bad, but not enough so far. Still 66 yards away from a tie football game. Newcomb wanted to throw long. Now he's going to tuck it, get what he can, which is basically back to the line of scrimmage as Royland Bradley ran him out of bounds. And we're down to 1:38 left.
A&M has stayed in the zone defense, trying to force Nebraska to throw the things in front of it. Had the seam pass down right in here with the slot guy, but Bobby never saw him. You see it right about there. He had the seam right there, wide open. That's what it's going to take. It's going to fit. It's going to take one of those fit passes right in between the guys.
This is the kind of drive Nebraska had to have against Oklahoma State last week. It's the kind of drive they had to have against Missouri to go and win in overtime last year, and they're still trying to put one together here. Still 1:27 left.
Still plenty of time also. Mike Hankwitz playing the clock, playing the Nebraska offense, trying to hope that somebody will make a play on defense.
From the gun at the 45. Minute and a half to go. Nebraska trails by a touchdown. The out complete and out of bounds at midfield goes Billy Hafke. And the little used senior has been used a lot today due to injury situations. Remember, they're without Lance Brown, their normal wingback, who's been out basically all year, and then Kenny Cheatham out 2 weeks with a bad shoulder, and now we got a penalty.
I think that was an illegal chop play, I think, at the end of the line of scrimmage that time, that really got Bobby outside the pocket.
So instead of a 2nd down and 5 at midfield,
on the end man that time, we got a holding. Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Spot of the foul. Repeat first down.
So the spot of the foul, and it backs it all the way up to the 32-yard line. They lost 18 yards on what could have been. Sheldon Jackson, the tight end's back in there. He's been quiet all day long. They'll keep it on the ground. Out to the 40 goes D'Angelo Evans, but the clock down to 1:15. One group hustles out. The wide receiving core hustles back in. Time running out on 2nd-ranked Nebraska. 2nd and 15. Newcomb has it tipped at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. Chris Terry got a hand on it. And the ball game might come down to 2 plays right here. 3rd and 15 coming up.
Won't be many more rushing plays added onto that one unless Bobby Newcomb scrambles from here on in. You called it 2 plays. Still plenty of time. It's yardage now, not the clock that's a factor.
Newcomb all day to throw. Deep. Intercepted. Picked off by Cedric Curry. And the Aggies are going to stop the longest winning streak in college football. And we'll have a new national champion as well, more than likely.
And Bobby Newcomb is saying that Billy Hafke, you said it, he has not had his receivers out there, no experience. A seldom used receiver didn't stop in the zone. See it how he overran the zone? Newcomb threw exactly where he wanted to. Here's the opening right there. Watch the receiver overrun it. You're open, you're open. Stop, son. There it is. He overran the zone. The ball had to be thrown to a spot, and there's the big pickoff by Cedric Curry.
First turnover suffered by Nebraska couldn't have come at a worse time.
Not much more gray hair is possible for RC, but if it is, he's going to throw a few today.
Nebraska can only stop it one more time. McCown takes a knee. The last time a team this highly ranked came into Kyle Field was 15 years ago, and hated Texas came in here and walked all over A&M 45-13. The last time A&M beat a top 5 team. It's been a long time, but there's one coming right now.
One more look. You'll see the opening right here. The receiver will just keep drifting. Bobby Newcomb sees the opening at the same time. He says, stop, stop, stop. There's the opening right there. If your receiver would have hooked, you had a completion. The ball is thrown. The defensive back is watching the quarterback, and that would have been a first down, and we'd still be sitting around here biting nails.
Obviously, North Carolina State's upset of Florida State this year opened some eyes. This is going to open a few more. We've got 48 seconds left, and number 18 is about set to move up on the scale of top 25, and number 2 is about to fall for the first time in their last 20 games.
When you're an option team and a running team and you can't run the ball, you're very fortunate to be able to come in the last drive and have a chance to do it. Nebraska had a chance to tie this game up, but a misplay, probably because of lack of receivers experienced in the offense, cost them.
Kevin Wiggins trying to console his quarterback.
This, no doubt, has to be the biggest win in R.C. Slocum's career.
48 seconds left. The fans can't wait to erupt one more time. They'll get their chance here in about a half minute.
And this will change everything for that bowl championship series. As you mentioned, I don't think there's any way Nebraska can climb their way back up and get into the Fiesta Bowl.
Time for RC to get a shower. And that's probably the best ice he's ever felt down the back of his neck. Dat Wynn is the guy that got him.
Dat finally made his big play.
That is a big upset. A&M shocks number 2 Nebraska. Loss suffered by Frank Solich. As Gary said, probably R.C. Slocum's biggest win ever. All week long, Texas A&M staff has told us this year our guys are not intimidated by Nebraska like they were last December in San Antonio, and boy, were they right.
Well, after you play Florida State and UCLA and Nebraska in the past, you just step it up or you find a new job. And the A&M players said, hey, we can compete against these guys. They matched Nebraska's initial intensity. They focused on the game. They beat Nebraska at their own game.
The Chevrolet most valuable players of this one. And there could have been a bunch picked for Texas A&M. We chose the big fullback, the big rumble, Jamar Toombs. Matt Davison, a huge game in his first start at wide receiver for Nebraska. A Chevrolet donation will be made to each school's general scholarship fund to reward outstanding students for their academic achievements and to assist those in financial need. It's been a Chevrolet tradition for more than a quarter century. It's been almost a quarter century since the home of the 12th man has felt this good about this big a win. The final score, the Aggies of Texas A&M 28, the Cornhuskers of Nebraska 21, and the number 2 team in the country has been shocked here in College Station today.
And when you measure Nebraska, they don't accept much less than national championships. That was a bunch of cold water in their face today also.
The winningest coach in Aggie history with his biggest win ever right here. The Aggies with the upset 28-21. For Gary Danielson, Brad Nessler, so long from Kyle Field.